6 a.m. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. Nashville Soccer Club returns to the pitch tonight as they host Tigres in the CONCACAF Champions Cup semifinals at Geodis Park. It's the first of two legs in the matchup, and first kick is tonight at 7:30 p.m. Central Time on FS1. NFL news yesterday, a post-draft trade as the Saints traded for Raiders edge rusher Tyree Wilson, the 7th overall pick back in 2023. Wilson has 12 career sacks in 3 seasons. The Saints are not going to be picking up Wilson's 5th-year option this year. In the NBA playoffs last night, the Magic beat the Pistons 94-88, take a 3-1 series lead. The Thunder complete the 4-0 sweep as they beat the Suns 131-122 and move on to round 2. And the Nuggets, they survived the Timberwolves, winning 125-113, forcing a Game 6 in Minnesota. And in the NHL playoffs, the Penguins, after losing the first 3 games, have now won 2 straight, and they forced a Game 6 as they beat the Flyers last night 3-2. The Golden Knights beat the Mammoth in the nightcap overtime win 5-4 to tie that series up at 2 games apiece. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Six a.m. and off and running on this Tuesday morning. Welcome in to Ramon and Will. Streaming live on 104.5 The Zone TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. 615-737-1045 is the number. He is Ramon Foster, Justin Hawkins, Zach Kroll in the production room. My name is Will Bowling. I see that all of us survived not blowing away last night.
Yeah.
And as always, I slept through everything and was informed by Ramon. First thing I got here this morning that there were weather events overnight. How we doing?
We're good, man. I think most people probably been up or got up at about 2:30, 2:45 to 3 o'clock and have been rolling and tossing and turning. So good morning, everybody else is just waking up. I feel like, fell asleep. You know, that little... You look over at the clock and it's like 4:17 in the morning.
Yep.
Your body decides, now is a good time to go to sleep. And then you wake back up at 5 o'clock. Like, you don't know if you went to sleep or if you stayed up, those type of like re-sleeps or whatever. That's where I am this morning. Alarm came loud at 5, but it is what it is. Hendersonville, it seems like that area seems to get a nice little trek of like warnings or at least like touchdowns. There was actually one that touched down up on the ridge going towards Robertson County that made its way through the Long Hollow Pike area of Hendersonville over by Long Hollow Baptist and stuff like that, which is 2 minutes from where I live. So we were on high alert this morning, though, man. But everybody seemed to be fine. We didn't lose power. That's usually a successful night right there if we didn't lose power. But I did see, because I was looking at the Severe Sumner stream, that's where I usually go. By the way, Clutch, the lady who does it, by the way.
They're great.
They're great, Will. They're giving like real-time updates and stuff like that. So anytime there's a big storm, I go to the Severe Sumner YouTube page and just follow her track there, because I'll be honest with you, local news will have you nervous as heck because it just gives you a general just location of where they think it is and not really following the radar and stuff like that. So I found that if you go, almost like most things, if you go small info lanes, then you'll find a better way into keeping up with it. So you know when to actually go into your house underneath the steps and stuff like that. But the wind, the rain was sideways outside last night.
Was it? Man. Well, hope everybody's all right that's out there listening. Hope no big damage, and as the sky turns on today, hope it's not that bad.
Yes, I know. Well, we're supposed to get a second round this evening. I'm not sure you saw that.
I've not seen it.
That was the other thing, too, in the update that she was giving. She's like, we made it through, and tomorrow, today, I think at about 5 o'clock, we're supposed to get another string of storms. It might just be Middle Tennessee in general. So, baseball coach, you can probably go ahead and start canceling games and stuff this evening, because I'm not sure if we're going to get it in this evening.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Well, I will be with 30,000 of my closest friends at Geodis Park, so hopefully it's not too bad.
It shouldn't be. I hope it ain't. Well, it should end or pass by by 5, I think. I feel like I'm doing Leland's job. I'm sorry, Leland. But
Leland Stadium, New Channel 5, of course.
Leland Stadium. But they're saying by
VFL.
5 o'clock it should pass. He is a VFL. Seen him out in the wild in Hendersonville.
That's
too,
right.
by the way. But yeah, everybody I think for the most part is fine up that way.
Good.
Whatever the spin up was, it touched down and went back up quick. And it might have been like, here I am about to diagnose something. Might have been like a F001. Like it was very small rotation, but it hit though.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Today, Foster Film Review returns. Coming up in hour 2, we're going to take a look at what the tape says about Carnell Tate, new Titans wide receiver 1. What was that process like of taking a look at how he can help the Titans offense this season?
Yeah, it's one of those things, too, when you're faced with what you have, good or bad, you know how to attack it and you know how to use it and stuff like that. Carnell Tate, to me, is that. If you go, and I'm going to be that guy, look at his tape, highs and low lights, you'll see what the scouts have kind of contributed to his game and what his game can be at the next level as well. It's more impressive than I think people are going to give it credit, because Carnell Tate is the running narrative is what, if we ask everybody, he's never been a number 1. He's never been a number 1. Well, if you do look at his playmaking ability, if you look at his route, his size, if you check out the way he catches a football, you see a lot that's left there. I almost feel like just looking at his tape, the fact that you have Jeremiah Smith at Ohio State kind of leads you to believe there's way more left to be desired coming out of Carnell Tate, because with those 2 dudes on the team, plus the tight end, plus the quarterback that also runs the ball, and I'm sure they got a running back or 2, you almost feel like they barely even scratched the surface with Carnell Tate. I'm not saying he's going to be an all-pro, all-world type of wide receiver, but his ability to transition to the pro game is evident on this tape. And I feel like the just looking and slowing down the film on him, and also I hit up some folks too that had evaluated him as well. They evaluated him before the season kicked off and after the season had kicked off. And the answers that they were looking for, they got them.
How did he help himself this past year?
He helped himself by, I'll give you one in general that you'll see on this tape. Before this year, you could pretty much jump his routes. This year in particular, that's one thing that I know in the NFL they stress. Can you step on those DB's toes? And he did that a lot. Like if you watch the way he flipped the hips of cornerbacks and safeties and beat zone defenses down the field as well, he learned how to stop airmailing his routes. That was something that he had to work on going into this year, and he absolutely crushed it this year, just for one situation.
Sure.
And to be quite honest with you, when they talk about like the separation side of wide receivers in the NFL, it is that. How much can I get on top of you and make you figure out if I'm going left, right, or blowing by you? And I don't think that's talked about enough. I do know, and of course I'll reference my time when I played with a guy I still think is a great, even though he's got his public problems, but Antonio Brown. His ability to not be as fast as you think he is, because AB, I think, retested himself and said he ran a 4.4 when he was like 7-8 years in the NFL, and he may have. But speed wasn't his thing coming out of college, and he utilized body movements, being able to have precision in his route running to get open. Well, I know AB probably was like a 4.5 type of guy, high 4.5 type of dude, but I've seen this guy be able to run slant routes, get a DB to drop down and take it to the house down the middle. We've seen these type of guys before. And that, to me, I feel like what Carnell Tate still has in this game.
4.57 for Antonio Brown.
So, yeah, slower than Carnell Tate.
Do you see 4.53 on film with Carnell Tate?
You see his speed all the time. Like, he blows. But and here's the thing about him, I think that'll throw you off about him, too. He's 6'2".
Yeah, right. He's kind of a glider.
He's a glider. Mm-hmm. Yes, you do. You see him pull away. Like the explosiveness out of his raps is more smooth than it is fast or quick, the way people want to see it. We've seen some people hit their little ladder jizz while all you hear like that ain't him. His is
like more long speed.
It's long speed, and I think that's got people looking at him as being a slower type of guy. Like it's evident because watch him. You're asking, how is he striding away from people?
So I feel like you have helped redefine my thinking about the 40-yard dash at the NFL Combine, literally with your story about what happened to you. Yeah. Of like literally just getting a nosebleed at the wrong time. Like you just have a bad day. Yeah. And I mean, you're splitting hairs literally to tenths and hundredths and thousandths of seconds in order to hit your goals. Like, is it fair to say Carnell Tate could have just had a bad day when he was running the 40?
Is it fair? Yeah, it is. But it's also fair to say, like, he probably is a 4.5. Like, the differences in him being a 4.55 and a 4.51 or 4.49. I don't think you can tell the difference in that speed.
Okay.
Like, yeah. It just, we've had people drop that nugget and be like, he's a 4.5. Tell me what a 4.4 looks like. You know, like, I feel like most people know. We've all watched the combine because we all do. And we'll see some guys run what looks to be perceived as fast, and it's probably, I was about to say a B's, and it's probably like a 4.6. But then we see some guys look like it's a 4.4 or 4.3. It's like, that didn't look like a 4.3. Like,
sure, right.
How fast is your playing speed? And I think Carnell Tate's got real fast playing speed.
Well, and you have people like Racy McMath, who were drafted here in the 2021 draft, who ran a 4.39 at 6'2", 217. But if you could run a 4.39 but can't learn how to track the ball when it's in the air, then what is that 4.39 really doing for you?
So that, to me, on his tape, Carnell's ball tracking ability is probably the best. I'll put it this way. I think it's the best the Titans got right now. It's numerous plays.
So they need it.
Will.
Yep.
His comeback catching is elite.
We'll talk about that throughout the morning. Foster Film Review coming up in hour number 2. Austin Price at 8:20. And Lucas Panzica going to stop by a little early before the Buck Rising Show. Preview Nashville SC and Tigres in maybe another monsoon later tonight at Geodis Park. Your phone calls at 615-737-1045. We had a bunch of Tuesday headlines for you coming up next. Hey, it's Will Bowling. League Company believes in total transparency. That's why they send before and after photos and videos of the work they do, so you know exactly what's going on with your home's heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical systems. Trusted since 1944, League Company's award-winning team is committed to finding innovative and custom solutions specific to you and your home needs. The technology, the ways that you use those custom solutions, it's changed a lot since 1944, but you can trust the service that League Company's provided for generations here in Middle Tennessee. They're available 24/7 with 14 community locations in Tennessee, Kentucky, and Alabama. And you can contact League Company online at leecompany.com to learn more. That's leecompany.com for all your home service needs, from HVAC to your plumbing and electrical systems. leecompany.com. League Company, all you need. Tuesday morning on Ramon and Will. Glad you are with us on a soaked Nashville morning. 615-737-1045. Live for the 1045 The Zone Circus Sports Studio. Kentucky's largest sports book can now be found at Circus Sports at Kentucky Downs. Dane Brugler hands out draft grades at The Athletic. And if there's anyone I'm going to listen to on draft grades, it's him, considering he's got a draft guide of over 300 prospects and is measured in his analysis. And also, like Ramon, that he doesn't actually give a letter grade.
Yeah.
He just ranks his favorite draft classes according to his knowledge and breakdowns from 1 to 32. And the Titans ranked 12th.
Okay.
Says, though most, including me, thought the Titans would go defense at 4, I love the idea of Cam Ward having a 3-level presence on the outside. Given Carnell Tate's vertical pacing and tracking skills, Cam Ward can let the ball fly with confidence. He says, day 3 pick who could surprise Fernando Carmona.
Mm-hmm.
Right guard could be a trouble spot for the Titans, so Carmona should have every opportunity to compete for playing time, he says. Experienced in both tackle and guard, he will be a swing backup from day 1 with the chance to be more. 12th best draft class in the league, according to one of the preeminent experts, Dane Brugler.
No doubt about it. He, to me, is he's a sleeper for sure. Fernando Carmona. I watching this tape after going back and looking at the scenario the Titans are in, like, yeah, he plays left, but the fact that he moved from left tackle to left guard shows a lot of his flexibility, shows his willingness to go from outside in, because that is a challenge, man, going from so much space, number one, and then having that space closed up on you because you're working with 3 techniques and 4 eyes and stuff like that. And 1 technique is a totally different game. That, to me, is a big transition. The fact that he still made himself going from a small athlete to an offensive lineman. He played tight end in high school, for the folks that didn't know Fernando Carmona. And to kind of turn himself into an NFL offensive lineman says a lot about what he's willing to do. I like this pick. He could mess around and be opening day starter, at least as DJ said, or Dane Brugler said here. He's a game day 7. It's the way I look at him as far as the offensive line go. He could be the rotational guy up the middle. Mm-hmm. Yeah, most definitely.
For you, what was the hardest part about transitioning from tackle to guard?
Getting my base underneath me. I was used to having my legs staggered a little bit more, working out in space, more speed guys, lighter in weight. So I knew, like, if I was into a guy, like, okay, well, you're either going to beat me around the edge or, like, I can push you by. It was those type of situations to where your feet have to stay ready to react. Lighter is what I would say. At guard, you want to have light but heavy feet at the same time, because guys still have, which I learned, that type of athleticism up the middle to where they can still get around you and they want to quicker and not run through you. But on the inside, where you find the biggest issue is strength. Like, guys have to learn how to know how to anchor a whole lot faster and on the interior offensive line as opposed to at the tackle position, because you're giving some grace, although you have to be a better athlete at tackle. I'm not going to minimize what the tackles go through, but your anchor and how you hold the integrity of the pocket matters more when you play in that Coach Mack like to say guard, center, triangle right there. I didn't realize that was that big of a deal. You get hit really fast, Will. Mm-hmm. You can get pushed back at tackle a little bit, but like you get pushed back at guard, you're in the quarterback lap.
The Cleveland Browns were the number 1 draft class this season, according to Dane Brugler at The Athletic in his 1 through 32 rankings. And they kind of did load up on a lot of big school guys and big name guys within this draft. Spencer Fano, their 9th pick, and their first of their 2 first-round picks. Casey Concepcion, the wide receiver out of Texas A&M, with the 24th pick, which they get by way of the Travis Hunter trade with the Jacksonville Jaguars last year. Denzel Boston at 39, the wide receiver from Washington. Emmanuel McNeil Warren, who a lot of folks had as a first-round grade.
Yes.
The safety out of Toledo at 58. Austin Barber, a tackle out of Florida at 86. Parker Brailsford, the Alabama center, at 146. They double up on the Bama players with Justin Jefferson, and they added a 10th quarterback in Taylor Green. They don't actually have 10 quarterbacks. It just really feels like it. Yeah, you like that draft?
There, though.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're halfway there to 10, most definitely.
They are.
To be quite honest with you, it's not an anti-Browns thing. I didn't think a whole lot of it to begin with, because I'm looking at the answers that they have to try to fix their team. One, this is a lot of young talent for a team that's got to figure out what they are moving forward. Okay, let's just start there. But Casey Concepcion, how are they going to use him? I know Todd Monken is going to have his guy where he go down the fild, and that's Casey Concepcion.
I feel like he's kind of Zay Flowers, right?
That's what it is. Yeah, he's picked the Zay Flowers type right now. And watching him kind of morph into a wide receiver, what would he be there? 2? 3, I guess.
I mean,
they just got
one?
a young cluster at this point.
Yeah, I'd say he's probably 1. Him or Denzel Boston are wide receiver 1.
This class is fine. I just view the issues that they have still on the offensive line, which they've tried to remedy this offseason as well, and their quarterback. I'm not sure where they're going to get at quarterback.
That doesn't have to do with their draft class, though.
No, you're speaking specifically about the draft class?
There's a bad team, yeah.
Draft class, yeah, that's fine. I think it's all right when you look at what they are. Spencer Fano will end up playing right tackle or left. No, DeJuan Jones.
DeJuan Jones is a backup now, I think.
He's a backup.
So Spencer Fano, left tackle, Zion Johnson, left guard, Elgin Jenkins at center, Tevin Jenkins at right guard, Titus Howard is their new right tackle coming over from Houston.
This is a solid class. They got their quarterback weapons more than anything, this group right here. Austin Barb out of Florida, too, is a solid pickup for them in the 3rd round. And to your point about Emmanuel McNeil-Warren, he was, to me, I thought, a first-round type of guy. Out of Toledo, long-rangey guy. I feel like they got their Kyle Hamilton type, although I don't think he's as physical as Kyle Hamilton is, too. He's a good back end of the defense type of safety. Long, real long athlete.
I mean, on paper, I do think they should be better, right? Like,
you got more faith than I do.
I mean, the quarterback question is just a massive, huge, permanent marker question mark on who starts between Shedeur Sanders, Deshaun Watson, Dylan Gabriel, and Taylon Green. Quinshot Judkins and Dylan Sampson were a solid running back duo a season ago. And out wide receiver, you have Jerry Jeudy, Casey Concepcion, Denzel Boston, Isaiah Bond, Cedric Tillman, Malachi Corley. Would be their top 6. Harold Fannin, a solid rookie season at tight end. We just told you their offensive line. And the defense, on paper, is always going to be at least solid.
Yeah. As long as they got Miles. I mean, legitimately, they're good.
I just don't know who their quarterback is.
Yeah, and that's the only part. Like, which one of those quarterbacks is going to take the reins? It should be Deshaun. That's the answer.
I think so, too. And Mel Kiper, again, over the weekend, is peddling this whole, that's a great weapon for Shedeur Sanders in Cleveland. Like, buddy.
Did he really?
Yeah. He said that on day 3 about somebody.
Prime,
like, my brother.
Prime must have been serving him like insider news when he was on the network at the panel and stuff. Man, that's the only thing I can think of, like the love affair like that. I've never seen anybody sell out this much for a guy that's going to be a known starter in Deshaun Watson.
I mean, I know it's just a couple games and pretty small sample size, but 7 touchdowns, 10 picks, 68.1 quarterback rating, 56% completion. Like, Shedeur Sanders did not play like a quarterback that's keeping his job.
No. Well, let me ask you this, though, too. Which one sells more tickets, Deshaun or Shedeur? Because I go Shedeur. Shedeur.
I also feel like he'll get more booze.
Who, Shedeur or Deshaun?
Actually, no. I had to think for a second about who I'm comparing him to.
Dylan Gabriel's a waste of pick, though.
I would agree.
Last year.
I would 100% agree.
Waste of pick.
100% agree. Yeah. It's odd. I don't know. That whole thing is just weird. Everything about it is weird in the way that they've decided to address the quarterback position with you're essentially blindfolding yourself and trying to fire bullets at a target.
And that's why I'll be honest with you. That's why I unfairly judged their draft class. Is because, like, on paper, this should be a good class. That is a real good group of Spencer Fano I was high on. He, to me, was the number 1 tackle. I had a conversation with somebody that does scouting work. I was like, I think Spencer Fano is the best tackle in this group right now, just based off athleticism and just where you are. He was higher up. I think most had him at that point or whatever as far as the others that were in it. Casey Concepcion, I like him, don't love him is the way I look at him. And then Denzel Boston, I love him. More over Casey Concepcion because when you look at KC, he to me is a one-trick pony at this point, and that's probably what Todd Monken needs for that offense, is a guy that's capable of getting down the field like that. Clearly, he was more higher rated than Denzel Boston at this point. So whatever he see in him, hopefully it can get out of him with whatever quarterback that they have. Like, you look at these weapons that they have, including Jerry Jeudy, who was frustrated numerous times last year during the season. Who can get the ball to him? The way I look at it, heck, at this point, I take a flyer on Taylor Green at this point. Mm-hmm. At least I know he knows what he's going to do with the ball. Like, if he ain't got it, he's going to run it. And that right there is very that's very appealing to teams that need a spark offensively.
Dan Brugler has the Jacksonville Jaguars as the worst draft class this season, and I don't think anybody's really very surprised by that, considering they took a player who ESPN had ranked number 159 in this draft class at 56, a blocking tight end who has less receiving yards in his career than the Titans' 7th-round pick in his last season in college. Nate Borkercher, a tight end from Texas A&M, had 38 career catches for 417 yards and 4 touchdowns, and the Jags took him 56th overall. This is the one player, Ramon, in our draft coverage on Friday night who popped up on the screen, and I did not have a clue who he was. I'm just going to raise my hand and be totally honest with you and say that he was nowhere in my notes. And I had about 120 guys. I knew we were off air about 9 o'clock Friday night. Yeah. We were going to get close to the top 100 picks, but not all the way there. This player was nowhere near my notes.
None.
Nowhere near my notes.
I looking at the networks that called his name. Everybody was scrambling trying to figure out who he was. I'm not even sure if he had that long of a highlight during the announcement of the pick.
I mean, I'm sure there was something. Like, NFL Network has like lacrosse highlights of these guys who get picked in the 7th round and stuff. Like, they're ready. And the Stump the Truck game they always play is very fun. But Nate Borkercher is one of the strangest draft picks of this entire draft. To me, it's maybe the strangest, other than Roman Hemby going on night 2 after not getting an invite to the combine and being drafted by the San Francisco 49ers.
I have seen. I actually ride with that more than I do reaching for a lower rated guy like.
At least he's a running back, like at least
Kircher,
skill player. But this guy's a blocking tight end who went 56 overall.
What could be the role that he should be playing in the offense? Like, he's extra tight end at this point. If this
and they
role,
have Brenton Strange, who is essentially already that.
Yes, and this is also where you have people who are new at their jobs that feel like they're the smartest guys in the room. Like,
more power to you, James Gladstone.
When you take a guy like Nate Borkercher, here's what you have to do as a franchise. You have to make him successful, in my personal opinion. Like, if you're the GM, he's probably going over to Trevor Lawrence and saying, hey, might be nice to work him into the offense. Like, that's the type of stuff that has to happen. When, again, I hate mentioning reach because beauty's in the eye of the beholder, even in an NFL draft.
But this is a reach.
This is kind of, there were more prospects available to you.
I mean, who's even the best blocking tight end in the league? Like, I'm trying to think of an example of, like, this guy better be this person. If you're going to draft a blocking tight end on day 2, I could even name you like the best blocking tight end in the league.
I would have taken Cuevas out of Alabama before I had taken him. And what's Josh Cuevas?
Yeah.
Like, legitimately, I think Baltimore took him in which round? They took him in the 5th round. Like, I felt better about that pick than I do looking at Borkercher with the Jags or whatever. But again, bad teams tend to do this type of stuff.
Well, they were 13-4 last year.
I know they were, but like, again, you can have a peak and then you fall right back off. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what happens in these type of situations right here. And maybe their GM is going to end up being the smartest guy in the room. Or I got another one for you.
Okay.
Was this an owner pick?
I don't think so.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think so. I think it was, I mean, and again, James Gladstone, it comes from the West Coast, San Fran, L.A., just weird pick kind of world. I mean, at L.A., the Rams, to be fair, have drafted very well under Les Snead. They did some weird things in this draft too, though. But San Francisco and Jacksonville were just kind of out there. San Fran taking Deshaun Stribling, who I thought could be there at the beginning of day 3 with the first pick of the 2nd round. And that one I at least get a little bit. Like, he's got tremendous speed and size at the wide receiver position, but a blocking tight end, Ramon, at 56.
No doubt.
38 catches for 417 in his career.
Frost brought it up in the chat. A couple years ago, best blocking tight end, Darnell Washington out of Georgia.
Oh, well, yeah. I don't even count him as a tight end. He's just kind of a tackle that catches passes.
Yeah, he's a tackle in waiting. Yeah, that's exactly what he is. But, I've never heard Borkircher being of that conversation at A&M.
Plus, he's a Steeler, so I can't give him too much credit. Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby is going to enter a gambling addiction program, and Texas Tech is in trouble. We well documented how much money he was getting to go to Texas Tech, and now he is checking into a residential treatment program for a gambling addiction. My guess is he stays there longer than Mike Vrabel did, wherever he was Saturday of the draft. Considering he's already back in New England. Sorsby's decision to seek treatment, according to sources, came in the wake of the discovery of Sorsby making thousands of online bets on a variety of sports via a gambling app, which jeopardizes his eligibility. So Thamel says that he bet on Indiana football while redshirting for Indiana as a true freshman against 2022. You know what? He was early. He probably didn't make very much money in 2022 betting on Indiana football, but he would now. He played a single game as a reserve. I love how in all the articles in this, there's the exact same next sentence. That his gambling has not drawn the attention of law enforcement, according to sources, nor has he been linked to anyone attempting to influence the outcome of a game. Thank you, Sorsby's agent. We get it. He didn't influence the outcome of a game. We know. But it was a steady flurry of small bets over a period of time. Pete Nakos had more details on this and said he attended Cincinnati Reds games on repeated occasions and placed live wagers on balls and strikes, ranging anywhere from $2.50 to less than $1 per pitch.
Wow.
To which I had two different group texts where that text was sent, and it said, one of us, one of us, one of us.
No,
not me. I've not, since I have taken a couple jobs,
Sorsby.
Not bet in a long time, but still.
This is how I know the Vols are going to have a better year than we're projecting.
Yeah, I did see, I think it was G-Man Vols on Twitter said, wow, we're not the first frontier on this? That's crazy. We're slacking.
We have been the first in a lot of these situations.
That's right
here. This is how I know the Vols are slated for a better year. Will we escape this one? Because you and I, we discussed Brendan Sorsby. I think Vols fans wanted him out of Cincinnati as well. The conversation was that his girlfriend was at Texas Tech or whatever, and that's where he was going to go, and love took over in that situation. No. The gambling on the reserve took over at that point right there for the Texas Tech commit, man, because there's some gambling in Arizona as well. This, again, is flagrant. Now, the rehab thing to me, I heard somebody trying to take up for him yesterday. A kudos should go to him because I'm sure going into rehab is harder for him. Shut the hell up. Absolutely not. No, don't give me that. He's going to rehab because they told him you're going to get suspended and you have to void all of his money.
They're trying to make him a sympathetic figure.
They are, and I'm not here for it because the other part, too, in Cincinnati ain't letting up on him either. The Bearcats aren't letting up on him. They want their $1 million back. They paid him over $850,000. I don't know how they got $1 million out of it, but they're suing him for $1 million because, sir, you broke your contract with us, and he's trying to fight it and get it dismissed. So he's got that hanging over his head. He's got the being ineligible over his head too. And here's the part too for the people that will say, well, college sports is in bed with gambling, and the NFL is as well. Yeah, you can be in bed with gambling. The fan, the spectator. And heck, they even allowed a rule, if I'm not mistaken, too, that college players can bet on professional games. I'm not sure if that was rescinded, but I do know that vote went through. The issue that you have with players betting on games is this, even if they're doing it for fun. The moment the integrity of the sport gets questioned by the fan, you lose all support of people that want to watch it. The belief that your sports isn't WWE,
right,
is where you're trying to be at.
And that got rescinded. That did not get passed.
It did get rescinded.
So they cannot bet on pro sports.
Well, so he can't do anything.
Can't do anything. No.
This fool was going to Cincinnati Reds games and betting on balls and strikes. I do believe he needs rehab because that's sicko behavior. Shout out to your group chat. But what I'm saying is this.
But trust me, my friends don't actually do that. It was more of a joke.
I know, but legitimately,
I think
I've never thought that you could bet on balls and strikes like that. And the other part for me is like if you're only betting $1.50 to $2.50.
Yeah, like what are we
winning?
what are we talking about, man? Just go to the slots like at the casino across the river
Hit
or
the
something.
penny boys.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. You glad? Were you shocked by this?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, like the guy's probably not going to play.
He can't at this
I mean,
point.
there's a lot that we don't know, but yeah, it's not a good situation for Texas Tech.
So the other part for me is this though too. Tech and their billionaire oil financier,
Cody Campbell.
Yeah, him.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, and I brought this up last year, it's like, okay, well, he's got a billions. That type of crap don't matter to him because it's all write-offs. At some point in time, this gets tiring. Like last year, you had a good team but didn't win it all. Like the goal is, I think one natty will do it for you. It makes the investment worth it. And now they asked for more money again this year for Brendan Sorsby. And I know he couldn't control this situation right here from Sorsby, but like any donor at this point would be like, all right, I'm done. We heard Troy Aikman say it about UCLA, like, I'm not doing this. And I would almost guess like Phil Knight's a little bit different. He's trying to get a natty, but like even Phil Knight at some point, it's got to be like, yeah, I'm not paying this amount of money for the promise or the hope of getting a natty.
Yeah, Cody Campbell's oil money though is different, and it's not just him either.
It's bees.
Like it's overall oil conglomerates that are funding an entire athletic department. It's not just one person.
I would personally feel, you're right. I would personally feel foolish just looking at me trying to invest in young teenage adults and young adults, and like this is the result of it.
He may be wired a little bit differently. I don't know.
I'm with you.
Texas Tech in a tough position, according to Pete Nakos, with no spring portal and new ghost transfer portal rules. So if Texas Tech added a transfer quarterback that wasn't in the portal, then head coach Joey McGuire would be suspended for 50% of the season, and they would be fined equivalent to 20% of the program's annual budget.
Ooh.
I saw somebody tweet that Dylan Raiola was looking at them like the Green Goblin mask in Spider-Man. Do it. You coward. You sicken me. Pay me. 615-737-1045 is our number. A story you have to hear to believe coming up next. A kicker via a missed kick saved a fan's life. No, I'm not joking. Yes, you need to hear this coming up next. Wrapping up hour one this morning on Ramon and Will. Ramon Foster, Will Bowling, 615-737-1045. So Younghoe Koo saved a life, Ramon, by missing a kick. Yeah. This is one of the craziest stories I've read in quite some time. From the Associated Press, Younghoe Koo, remember, had that field goal attempt. Attempt is a word I use very loosely against the Patriots, where he missed the ball. If you've ever chunked a golf shot, you know this feeling of you put your club into the dirt behind the ball and you never really hit the ball. Remember this? He like got his foot caught in the turf and then slipped.
Yep, I do. It looked bad.
There was a man by the name of Mark Toothaker, and I promise you this is a real story. This really happened. The Stallion sales manager at Spendthrift Farm was watching the Giants game against the Patriots in bed with his wife. After rewinding the play, he laughed so hard he had a seizure and told the Associated Press he felt like he got electrocuted. After he went to the hospital, a CT scan showed a benign brain tumor, reportedly the size of a tennis ball, that was removed. And Toothaker is now talking to media and saying it saved his life because it, quote, could have happened any other time. He said, I knew it wasn't his best moment, but it was beyond crazy for she and I to be belly laughing at his expense, which I feel terrible about now. But it all worked out in the end that for me, it couldn't have been, he says, a better moment. He will be at the Kentucky Derby watching Further Ado, which is owned by his farm, compete in the Kentucky Derby in the first leg, of course, this weekend of the Triple Crown. But Younghoe Koo, who was 4 of 6 on field goals and 11 of 12 on extra points, saved one of his 3 misses as a Giant for the perfect time to literally save a life because somebody laughed so hard it put him in the hospital.
Oh, my gosh.
This is a real story.
Laughing at kickers save your life. It sounds like us at practice, man.
Yes.
But he's got to invite him to the Derby this year. I mean, this man legitimately saved his life. Like, if he's not the guest of honor for Further Ado, then something's wrong. Like, that's something that Brendan Sorsby can bet on right there is Further
Yes.
Ado.
That you are allowed to bet on as a college athlete. Horses.
Allowed to.
Because the NCAA doesn't have horse racing.
What a heck of a name, Toothaker. But he goes on to say, like, his seizure was very violent, and he's glad he wasn't behind the wheel of a car and stuff like that. I've heard of people being saved by different events happening in their life or something found somewhere else, man, and a benign tumor.
Yeah, he said he doesn't remember it, has no memory of it.
No
memory. So
it's
like a kind of a lighter subject for him now.
Yeah, but the fact that he rewound back that kick.
Yeah.
I remember sitting home watching it.
Me
as
too.
well.
Me too.
And here we are, some guy in another city is about to lose his life because he's laughing so hard.
I think I had a Thursday 3 pick on it because I remember being mad that it happened. I think I may have had the Giants covering. Again, not with my real money, but for our Thursday 3 bets. I'm pretty sure I had some kind of stake in that.
Who won that this year, too?
I mean, I assume Patriots,
considering
they won.
We're still trying to decide.
Oh, well, you're talking about Thursday 3.
It's up in the air.
No, Ramon won it.
Oh.
Ramon won it.
Did you win it? Are you sure you won it?
Yes.
How's bragging camp?
It's going well.
Hopefully I don't get electrocuted right now.
Other headlines. Florida high school baseball team season ended because the seniors chose to go to prom instead of a playoff game. This really happened. Playoff game between West Nassau High School and Sewanee High School in Florida. 3A high school baseball. All 5 of West Nassau's seniors opted to attend prom rather than play in the most important game of the season, including senior pitcher Fisher Bennett. Shout out Fisher. Who had a 0.94 ERA. West Nassau was 13-14, entering the Region 1 3A quarterfinal, and the team only had 2 upperclassmen at the game. Fair or foul, skipping a playoff baseball game to go to prom?
I'm going to go foul.
That's very foul.
Yeah, I'm going to go
That's
foul.
ridiculous.
We got to teach these kids some priorities.
Now, that's also
Prom's
the case. And this is exactly what I was wondering, too. What was their record? They were 13-15 on the season, so they knew they weren't going far anyway. But you still got to play that game out.
It's baseball. Anything can happen.
Yeah, that's very true. You say that. Well, they lost 12-1.
Yeah, with none of their seniors and without Fisher Bennett, who was shoving all season. No,
You just let down
0.94 ERA.
so many of your teammates.
Yeah.
He did. Like
You lost the respect.
They started off the season 3-0, then they lost 4 straight: 10-0, 4-0, 5-2, and 7-0.
They're probably getting ready for prom.
Spencer wasn't pitching, I'm sure, those games.
Fisher.
Fisher.
Maybe Spencer was pitching. Whoever Spencer. Shout out Spencer. Yeah.
Out Spencer. But yeah, you're right. Like, they had a shot.
My question is how early was this prom?
Now, here's the other
Like,
part.
could you have not done both?
Probably not.
If you're going to lose that quickly,
Yeah.
high school baseball is 7 innings.
You know what, though? I'm blaming the parents a little bit on this one, though, too. Like, because, like, the culture of prom stuff is so elite now.
Yeah, well, that is true.
Like,
it's a little out of control.
And you're talking about West Nassau. I'm guessing West Nassau is probably a good side of the town. Like, they probably, like, really do it up for this. So I'm somewhat...
Future said dress it up and go to Nassau. He was talking about West Nassau.
Did say that.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Hey, now.
Hey, look at my boy.
I'm kidding. But,
Early this
there's
morning.
a chance.
There is. I'm blaming the parents, though, on this one. I legitimately am, because most parents would be like, yeah, no, go do your thing. We'll do our stuff after the fact. They could have had, like, a late arrival at the prom and have cameras on the baseball boys when they come in and everything, and they chose not to. I'm pointing blame back at the parents. You can't allow that one not to be the case right there.
Playoff game, too, so I don't think you could have rescheduled the game.
Nah.
I mean, again, like, how late is the prom going? You could show up to prom in your baseball jersey at like 9:30 and be a hero. That'd be so fun.
And it's Florida. Like, I don't think was Florida, if I'm not correct?
Yeah, Florida.
Like, they I'm sure they got lights on fields and stuff like this.
It's
like
a late prom, too.
Well, no, Beach don't have theirs like the first weekend in May.
Really?
Yeah, I just found that out. It's tradition. Beach High School is the first weekend
I think
in
ours
May.
was in April.
Yours
Late
was
April.
in April.
Ours was late
April.
March.
Y'all's, yeah, we were April as well, like April 16th. I don't know why I remember that.
So I had something kind of similar to this happen. I was running in the Highland Games over at FRA when I was in high school. I did this twice, but my senior year I was running it again, and it's a Scottish-themed track meet. And the mile you run in a kilt. So I ran the kilted mile. Like, you run a mile in a kilt.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it's like a whole thing as you wear your track jersey on top, and then instead of running shorts, well, I guess you wear running shorts underneath, you wear a kilt. So I ran the kilted mile, and then I had prom after. And so I used my prom date's uniform skirt at school, and I borrowed her skirt to run in. And then I, like, picked her up at prom. I was like, I'll have the skirt back to you Monday. Yeah.
Dog, I'm looking
That's a picture.
at West Nassau.
Oh, there's plenty.
Baseball picture. By the way, the picture you running in a kilt was something I need on the entire line. I'm looking at.
I don't have it. My parents probably have it, but I do not have it.
I'm looking at the West Nassau baseball team pictures, dog. It is hilarious the setup they got on picture. They're all sitting what looks to be around second base. And it's about 15, 16 players on the team. And there's one black kid. They got him right in the middle of the picture.
Heck, all right.
I'm like, y'all had to put him in the middle.
615-737-1045 is our number.
This picture ever.
A CBS sports writer thinks the Titans are a good fit for a big money free agent still out there in the NFL. We'll talk about it coming up
This
next.
boy in the middle of the day. It's Ramon and Will here for Window Nation. Y'all, spring is here. We got a little dose of it last night, man, with some of the weather. It's a great time to open your windows. You might have left your windows open overnight, man. A little rain come in. But if you cannot open your windows because they don't open easily, they may leak a little bit or broken. Or if you're repainting them again, shame on you, man, because the pros at Window Nation can help you get new, energy-efficient windows at a great price this spring, Will.
Ramon, you're exactly right. The more you buy, the more you save sale from Window Nation is going on now. You could save up to 50% off all the windows for your home. You could get them with 0% interest financing as well for 5 years. The Window Nation offers a lifetime warranty on all their windows, so you can relax knowing your home is protected far into the future. Check them out online at windownation.com and take advantage. The more you buy, the more you save sale going on now, and save up to 50% off all the windows for your home. That's Window Nation online at windownation.com.
7:02, good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. Nashville Soccer Club returns to the pitch tonight as they host Tigres in the CONCACAF Champions Cup semifinals at Geodis Park. The first of two legs in the matchup. First kick tonight at 7:30 p.m. Central Time on FS1. And NFL news yesterday, a post-draft trade as the Saints traded for Raiders edge rusher Tyree Wilson, the 7th overall pick back in 2023. Wilson has 12 career sacks in 3 seasons. The Saints also will not be picking up Wilson's 5th-year option. And the NBA playoffs last night, the Magic beat the Pistons 94-88, taking a 3-1 series lead. Then the Thunder complete the 4-0 series sweep as they beat the Suns 131-122. They move on to round 2. And the Nuggets, they survived the Timberwolves, winning 125-113, forcing a Game 6 in Minnesota. In the NHL playoffs, the Penguins, after losing the first 3 games of the series, have now won 2 straight. They forced a Game 6 as they beat the Flyers last night 3-2. And in the nightcap, the Golden Knights take down the Utah Mammoth in overtime 5-4, tying their series up at 2 games apiece. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once. On your home for the Titans and Vols, this is 104.5 The Zone.
Seven a.m., hour number 2, getting started on Ramon and Will. Glad you are with us. Stream it live at 104.5 The Zone TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, 615-737-1045. The number. Austin Price joins us at 8:20. Lucas Panzica going to stop by to preview Nashville SC and Tigres coming up at 9:20. We take you in the Foster Film Room to break down the clips of Carnell Tate and what made him wide receiver 1 and worthy of the number 4 overall pick for the Tennessee Titans. That's coming up in 15 minutes. Evan and Bank chat open for your comments. Again, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. Ramon, if I were to tell you that the Titans were still to make one big move in free agency, because they always seem to make another late addition, and I would say most teams still shop at this time of the offseason and tend to add another piece, especially teams like the Titans who have as much cap space as they do at this point of the NFL offseason and process of team building. What position do you think makes the most sense for them to still add help?
Guard still. Just to have a veteran presence there. I think that's the one glaring just spot that you can add an addition. I think most people will be like, okay, yeah, I understand that. I feel like the way people view their NFL teams is kind of like their college teams now. You want somebody with experience there. You don't want a chance Cam being in front of potentially 2 young-ish guys. Like J.C. Latham will be in his 3rd year, but you do look, if you do choose to go with one of the young fellas, whether it's Jackson Slater, you know what I'm saying, whether it is Carbona, like those are the things that you're dealing with is worrying. Can those young guys hold up on the right side by themselves? That's the only part that I would question. I think Austin Sloman is probably going to end up being the starting center to start the season off. But guard, primarily, to me, is where I don't think anybody would bat an eye, and you'd understand it.
So at CBSSports.com, writer Tyler Sullivan has linked some best fits for remaining free agents. And Joel Bitonio is one of them, 34-year-old guard who has played for the Cleveland Browns and has been solid, to your point. And I think would be the best option at this point, maybe not named Kevin Zeitler, or maybe even including Kevin Zeitler. They've got his best fit as the Chargers, with L.A. adding Tyler Biadasz at center, trying to remake a lot of that offensive line. Zion Johnson is now in Cleveland. That would essentially be a trade without ever having to actually trade anything because you're just exchanging 2 free agents. He was PFF's 8th best pass blocker a year ago. 31 total pressures, 2 sacks, 1 hit to opposing pass rushers, 1 flag. He is 34 years old. Is that something that is, you think, really important for the Titans to do? Like, at what point do they become just kind of a logjam at guard?
Yeah.
But at what point also can you still find someone out there to say, hey, for the sake of Cam's development and for the sake of this entire offensive line, if we're only as bad as our weakest link, we've got to raise the floor here at right guard versus, either 2 fifth-round guys or a veteran who didn't play all last season in Cordell Volson because he was hurt.
I continually say this offense, so the protection scheme is going to allow you some grace there too. Like it's more of a collective protection than it is individualized, like 5 wide is the way I look at this offense still too. So it's necessary, Will, I think, to go get somebody that you're going to compete against. What I'm answering is what level of starter or free agent are you going to go get? Like Joel Bitonio, Spot Track got his market value about 12.9. He may get that. But on the same sense, they got Mekhi Becton's at $13.4 million. I'm not sure if he's going to go get that type of starter money moving forward right now.
I feel like if someone's still available at this point, you're accepting that you're not getting the full market value of what you expect.
You're about 2 to 4, maybe 2 to 5 million for a 1-year reserve. Now, the way I view it is you find a guy that you feel confident in paying to come in and play this role, but also you want to see if your young guys start to compete. If you do bring in Joel Bitonio, what is Jackson Slater going to look like? How is Fernando Carmona going to look when it comes down to him being in a position where he's got to compete as well? I mentioned it being guard, though, Will, but here's the other conversation that we've had over the last few days. If you got this cluster of offensive players inside of your locker room right now, you feel like these guys can go compete, I do believe that Jackson Slater should be given a fair shake on this one. I do legitimately look at the guys that they already have and say, where are you going to go get? When are you going to start investing in the guys that you have inside of the building? That, to me, is where I'm of the conversation. Do you have to go sign a guy? I'd understand it, but again, it's still just a quick fix. And if you do go with Joel Bitonio, let's even throw Mekhi Becton out there, you're still pushing back the transition in which you drafted Jackson Slater to eventually be a guy that you can count on, unless you're telling us and you also signaling to him, sir, you are a rotational backup. And if that is your ceiling, that's a tough place to be for such a young guy that probably got aspirations to be a starter and compete on this team.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, though, I think for a player from Sacramento State who is a younger draftee a season ago, there are different timelines for different players to have an impact. I think you drafted Fernando Carmona and Pat Coogan with more the expectation that you're closer to being ready to play. But I also don't think that necessarily makes them all that much better of prospects than Slater. I just think Slater had a learning curve considering where he was coming from college.
And I'd expect that curve to be kind of straightened out right now.
By this point?
Yeah,
Okay.
Hell yeah. By year 2, this offense, he should understand how to pick up an NFL offense. The physicality part of it as well, he should have a better understanding too. And then the other side is too, the expectation of being a competitor.
Right.
Like that's where the question of like, how soon are they supposed to be ready? Like after year 1, I'll put it this way. I saw a guy in my draft class get cut at year 2 because I had outplayed him. He was a 3rd-round pick. And that's where I'm getting that from Jackson Slater. By like year 1, the expectations need to be met because we're already on to Pat Coogan and Fernando Carmona. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I'm at, not even including the undrafted guys. Like it's an unfair clock. It's so unfair.
I think the thing with the older linemen for the Titans right now and for Kevin Zeitler specifically, I think the question is how durable are you to not only be on the field for every game, but to be on the practice field for every practice? Because right now there are so many moving parts and so many new pieces. Is it really in the Titans' best interest to give vet days and maintenance days for an older player when every moment you can get on the grass is valuable for this offensive line right now? For J.C. Latham at right tackle, for a new center, for a new scheme. I mean, I'll ask you the question, like, how important is it if you bring back Kevin Zeitler for Kevin Zeitler to practice all the time? Because at his age and with some of the durability concerns there, and that's just connecting the dots, right, of like a mid-30s guard, because there are certain expectations that like, hey, coach, when I need a day, I'm going to need a day.
Absolutely.
Well, how valuable is having your starting right guard being at practice every day in a new system for this offensive line right now?
It's very valuable. I'll put it this way. It was days when I was supposed to have a vet day off in my later years, and I had a young starter next to me, like a Chris Hubbard, that was next. I had to practice still. so that we can get our communication down, so we could talk about, hey, this is where you need to be at. When we had a guy in BJ Finney, I had my Thursdays off. I had to practice on Thursdays because BJ and I and DeCastro had to communicate up the middle. It is very crucial for you to have that, especially with a new offense. Here's the other part, though, too, that I'm viewing in just the macro view of this team. I feel like the offense is going to be given grace to grow up a little bit as well. Like, there's some youth on this team that still has to check the box. You look on the defensive side, it's very veteran-led. Guys in their late 20s and 30s on the defense. The offense, to me, they're the worker bees at this point. Like, everybody has to check in. Cam checks in every day. We're talking about Dan Moore, relatively still young. Peter. Just look at the group across the board. The only one that's got some age on them is Sloatman at this point. Sloatman and Pollard. Those are the oldest guys on the offense right now. You look at Calvin's situation, like, yeah, he's older, but like three of your
feels like the last dance with Calvin Ridley.
No doubt. Like
one more year.
3 of your 8 are just the old guys. This is a young offense that's got to grow up fast, and I feel like the sooner you incorporate the youth on the offensive line, when that pendulum swing to where you're drafting more defensive than offensive, then you're in a position where the offense is leading this team. You want to be able to create a competitive team where both sides are at that middle age point in which it becomes sustainable. I do view this as the offense is the worker bees. If you're bringing in an old guard right now, I don't know how productive that is for the growth of this team unless you're just in a right now mode, which is fair too.
Let me give you the counterpoint, though. Cam Ward's growth depends on not having one turnstile on the offensive line. And if Fernando Carmona or Jackson Slater isn't really ready to play at a high level,
this is true.
You're undoing a lot of the good that the other 4 members of that offensive line are doing. And now your offense isn't growing up because one guy can't hold up his end of the bargain and can't row in the right direction. Like, I would go try to make an offer for Joel Bitonio. I would. Just based off of the philosophy from a team-building perspective and from an offensive line perspective that you are only as strong as your weakest link.
30.
And right now, there is a really low floor on what your weakest link looks like. To be fair, we're not at practice every day. Rookie mini camp's coming up. We'll get a chance to watch some football and looking forward to all that stuff and seeing the rookies. But those are the rookies. Like, maybe they've seen enough at practice from Jackson Slater to say, this guy's ready. Maybe he's made improvements to the things they want him to. But again, like, this staff did just kind of get here, and they also earned the right to have a little bit of time to evaluate these players and make their own decisions, because there's only so much you can see on film from a guy that really kind of played one game.
No doubt.
In Jackson Slater. So now you get the rookies in there. I feel like there is going to be a trial run for a lot of these young guards. And based off of what they do from there, you'll know how confident they are in them. Because if they go sign Joel Bitonio in a month, okay, well then maybe they didn't like what they saw in the present tense.
True.
On some of these guys. I would go make that addition. It's funny to me, though, how we're talking about similar things on both sides of the ball at one non-premium position. It's guard on offense. It's nickel on defense. You have 2 day 3 draft picks from last season who are currently slated for starting roles, Jackson Slater and Marcus Harris. The difference is Jackson Slater plays with Cam Ward. Marcus Harris doesn't. The other difference is Marcus Harris probably isn't playing every snap.
Yeah.
Offensive line, as you know, it's one of the 5-6 positions, in addition to quarterback, that you know is on the field for every single snap. I'm more willing to throw Marcus Harris out there as a, hey, let's go see what you got. More so than I am Jackson Slater, because Jackson Slater has a direct influence on Cam Ward's development and overall health and just being upright.
No doubt. But I'll be quite honest, I'm fully okay with throwing Jackson Slater out there. Mistakes and all.
I just don't know yet because I've not seen him enough.
That part, yes.
For this staff, and I got to see a little bit of, and again, but there's nothing that in T-shirts that I'm really going to see this spring. Like, there's just so much we don't know about how he is behind the scenes, how he's been from last year to this point, the plan for him. Like, I just, it's a big old question mark for me right now, Ramon.
If just looking at the group, I think this competition, like, we got to remember Cordell Volson's also a part of this as well. We hadn't forgotten about him.
I mentioned him too.
As well. But I'm looking at just Fernando Carmona and looking at Jackson Slater and Cordell Volson. I'm kind of saying to myself, that trio right there deserves the first stab at it before you go shopping. Because of that group, I feel like one of them have to get cut. Just looking at the way like Cordell has to fight. Jackson Slater has to fight. I think the guy that's given the most grace right now is Fernando Carmona, just in it. But I actually view him potentially as the front runner, even as a rookie for this job. I hate to say that blindly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I absolutely, that's so flagrant on me. But just looking at his style,
I don't think it's flagrant.
His size as well.
Yeah,
that's the other thing that's playing into his favor, in my personal opinion.
He's gonna be 24 this year.
Can I just throw this out there? I think coaches have a type in what they want their group to look like. Just watching what the Giants looked like last year, how they played, how tight-knit they were in their protections, in their movements, and the run scheme as well. And the fact that he immediately asked for, or either Mike Berganzi went and got Austin Sloman at a 6'5" center. Like
bigger-bodied offensive lineman.
Fernando Carmona fits that to a T.
Yeah.
When you look at Pat Coogan, he fits that to a T. At 6'3", 311, Jackson Slater's growing into that. I'm not sure if he's there fully with how they want this group to be built.
In this article from CBS writer Tyler Sullivan, they got us talking about O-line stuff. He's got Joey Bosa as a fit for the Titans.
At edge?
Yep.
That'd be a nice little look. Silas coached the other one.
5 fumbles forced, 5 sacks last year. Hasn't eclipsed double-digit sacks since 2021. He signed a 1-year, $12.5 million contract with the Buffalo Bills last year.
And he got a lot out of that.
I wouldn't hate it. I also don't think it's necessarily essential at this point. They've got a lot of defensive ends now.
Yeah.
From Jermaine Johnson, Jacob Martin on one side, John Franklin Myers, Keldrick Falk, Femi Oladejo, Jalen Harrell. I feel a lot better about edge for them than I did a couple weeks ago.
Can I ask you something real quick? Do you want the Jermaine Johnson contract trade to kind of turn into an extension, or is this just
would love that?
You would. Okay.
Would love that.
Okay.
I do think there is a need at speed edge. Does Joey Bosa classify as a speed edge?
Hell yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah.
He's a bigger guy. He is kind of a 4-3 end as well.
Great
but
lean.
I wouldn't hate it at all. 615-737-1045, our number. What you got?
I think Femi's going to have a hard time proving it.
We'll see. A lot to ask for. Carnell Tate is a Tennessee Titan. Ramon Foster watched the film and takes us into the Foster film room after this.
It's Ramon Foster for Medical House Calls. See, maybe I need a little hot heat therapy this morning to catch up on this sleep I didn't get last night to give me a little bit more energy, man. But I'm here to tell y'all, Medical House Calls is available to you 7 days a week. Yes, that's Monday through Sunday from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. So you can get them before you go to work, or if you just have the day off, you want to get something done in the morning or in the evening after work as well. I'm talking about everything from your primary health care, urgent care, IV therapy, and medical weight loss as well. They will come to you wherever you are. It's the cool part about it, man. They're bringing back the concierge to medicine. This just isn't IVs at all. No, for a flat fee, you can get an evaluation of yourself, full exam, treatment plan, and prescriptions if you need it. I'm talking about everything from sicknesses, infections, injuries, in-home labs as well if you need some of that done, testing, and so much more. I've dealt with them. They've come to my house, and when I tell you it is a first-class service, it absolutely is. You can pick the time, you can pick the date, you can pick the location as well, and they will come to you. The website is medicalhousecalls.com, or you can call or text them at 615-838-2375.
Hour 2 on Ramon and Will, streaming live on 104.5 The Zone TV and wherever you download podcasts immediately after the show. If you aren't subscribed to the Ramon and Will podcast feed, it is free to you and easy to do. Every hour of every show, every interview, available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, as well as 1045thezone.com. Ramon Foster, we are taking a look at the film on Carnell Tate as we go back in the Foster film room. We'll do this with the Titans draft picks and understand more of the players that you had drafted onto your football team. Carnell Tate, number 6 on Daniel Jeremiah's draft board. Number 10 on Dane Brugler's, of course, picked 4th by the Titans after Jeremiah Love went to the Arizona Cardinals. After watching the film, let's start here. In your opinion, was this a player worthy of the number 4 overall pick?
Yes, it was. And before we even did this exercise, we had this conversation about 4 or 5 guys that we were okay with the team drafting. Not that we're having a say-so on it whatsoever, but he made the cut when it came down to it. I say he was a necessary pick for the Titans because they needed him. They needed to raise the floor offensively for aging wide receivers that they have. I think getting a youthful, draftable, high-caliber talent in Carnell Tate, every team needs it. I'll correlate it to my team that I play for, the Steelers. Like the Steelers were trying to get Mekhi Lemon. You have the Eagles that were going after younger talent and Mekhi Lemon, who took him from Pittsburgh essentially because, and they also have A.J. Brown. They also have Devontae Smith. Like, you continually want to find young, youthful talent that you don't have to worry about for the next few years because these contracts come up or guys that get disgruntled. And you never just want to be left hanging and hopeful that, hey, we'll get one come free agency. He satisfies this to me as far as Carnell Tate. I do think the talent is there. I think he's a little underappreciated with how he was perceived at Ohio State. And what the Titans saw in Carnell Tate, in my personal opinion, I say again, just based off what I think the offense is going to be, he was the perfect receiver for this group given what was available to you. Now, again, if Jeremiah Love had have been there, you can have the discussion, well, hey, would the Titans have taken him? Well, guess what? He wasn't available to you. And when you're talking about finding an offensive weapon, Carnell Tate, by most aggregators of information around the NFL, they had him as the number 1 wide receiver. He comes from a big program. Check. They love that. He's played big-time ball. Check. He's done that. He was a 5-star coming out of high school, and they track all of those things. Did he go sooner than most thought he would? Yeah, but look what the Titans needed, and I think it's satisfied. I don't think they'll – let's be bold, I'm stepping out. I don't think they'll regret this. I don't think you as a Titans fan will regret this draft pick, even if he doesn't become a Pro Bowler or an All-Pro. I personally don't think you'll regret it when it boils down to it.
So what do you see on film from Ohio State receiver and now Tennessee Titans first-round draft pick Carnell Tate?
I'll give you my breakdown, and I'll give you a Scouts post-season breakdown of him, too, if that's cool.
I like it.
Smooth. That's why I think the where he fools a lot of people in his route running, and I think he also fools spectators that watch him as well. It is a long stride, it's high knees when you see him as well, and it doesn't look like he's moving that quick. I saw somebody bring it up, like he reminds me a little bit of like A.J. Green. You know how A.J. Green, you can see him running in your head right now. Like, A.J. might be faster than him. I'm just going to throw that out there as well. But when you see A.J. Green runs, like his knees and arms connect like hand in hand. Like, that to me is the way Carnell runs. And it kind of deceives you a little bit and their movements. The best part to me is this, and I think a lot of wide receivers get away from this in today's world. He's a hands catcher. And I even wrote afterwards, pure hands catcher. When you see him come back to the ball, he ain't cuffing it in his breadbasket in his shoulder. He's got 2 hands up, and I think he's got some big old mitts too as well, and he's bringing it in with his hands. He's got strong hands, and it's not just on the comeback plays that are on tape where he's 5 to 10 yards away. When he's being down the field and he's got 2 guys on him, he's bringing it in with his hands. That will be a attribute for him if he continues that even more so. Yes, he's on the jugs machine often is the way I look at a guy like him. his long strides, and he can also step on the toes of the DB. What I mean by that is he can get up on a guy and have them backing up, meaning he's close to him and then come back to the ball. He can get up on the DB and then break out to the sideline for a quick out. He can get up on the DB, run close to him, step, and break one in inside. Like, he's gotten a whole lot better at that. From my scouts information from where he was last year to this year, you would have to be on. I will say this too. That needs to always be sharpened. That always needs to be at the top of his mind when it comes down to his ability to get open.
Something you're always working on.
It is.
For sure.
He always come back to the ball, too, on his comebacks. You don't see him waiting on the football, which is a quarterback's dream right there. Come back to the ball is what you always hear. That takes away the idea of guys being able to get interception, pass breakups, so you might mess around and get a DPI from a defender by being on you. Separation is on his tape, and contested catches are on his tape. There's nothing he can't bring in. If it's in his vicinity, usually he's going to bring it in is the way it looks to me. There's numerous moments of him being covered by two guys, and he comes down with the ball. Wisconsin, he absolutely mutilated them. I don't know how he caught it. Well, when you see what they had him covered, he gets up, he high points the ball, he's got a good feel for it. Now, again, this is probably the role that was carved out for him at Ohio State as well, whereas Jeremiah Love is over on here on this side. I will say the concepts that they run, they got protection up front. They got wide receivers at the running back position and at the wide receiver position in general, and tight ends. Their concepts are elite. Is where I will say I expect Brian Daboll to look at that tape and see how did they scheme him up, and I need to do the exact same thing too. Because if you got Wan'Dale Robinson playing across the middle and you got Calvin Ridley on the other side, your ability to create with your tight ends as well is there. I won't say it'll be flagrant if they can't scheme up each and every team each week from Brian Daboll's offense, but I'm going to question him very much so with the talent that he has now with this team, including Carnell Tate. I would say this too, some negatives. Quickness is something he's always going to have to work on, like suddenness to his game. Just because, again, being able to trick DBs into breaking down real quick or in-out head fakes and stuff like that, like all of that is stuff that is taught when they're running their ladder drills and whatever the case may be, like constantly keeping suddenness to his game.
Sure.
He's an outside wide receiver, but you see him everywhere on Ohio State's tape. He's done wide receivers arounds. He does the quick outs and get the ball and go down the field. This part right here, if Vrabel was still the coach, absolutely loves it. He gets dirty in the run game.
Yeah, and that's one thing Rhett talked to us about, that with the names that he had ahead of him at wide receiver when he first got there, there's an interview he did where he talks about, like, I had to make a choice. I'm going to be the best dang run blocker on this team because that's my way of getting on the field early.
It's elite. Yeah. It's really good. And I see somebody put in there, his run after catch is decent, not elite. If he's like, you will see him be the type of receiver, if he gets behind you, you're not catching him, is what I would say. But his ability to catch turn, he's probably going to get you about 7 to 9 yards each and every time, but he's going to catch the ball and move the chains every single time. It's good, not great.
And that's the thing, too. Like, if you consistently catch the football, you can bring up plenty of examples of really good NFL wide receivers who don't make guys miss.
Yep.
DeAndre Hopkins made an entire NFL career out of making tough possession catches and then going down or getting out of bounds. You also keep yourself a little healthier that way, too.
No doubt about it. So that was my summary of him for the most part. My last note on Carnell Tate was he's exactly what the Titans want and need, period. Just he fits the mold, I feel like, that's going to satisfy Brian Daboll being able to do his job.
How so?
You got your speed guy and Calvin off the side. You know what his speed is like. You got your guy working across the middle in Wan'Dale Robinson, and then you have him being a possession guy that can play underneath and come back or run wheel routes between he and Wan'Dale concepts on one side or he and Calvin and just have everything available to you outside. And I hadn't even mentioned the tight ends or his ability to throw quick screens to Tony Pollard. Like, there's a lot on this tape that Carnell satisfies for the completion of a player in this offense to me.
89th percentile against man coverage in terms of success rate via Matt Harmon of Reception Perception, who says Tate is at his best working along the vertical plane of his route tree. His near 69% success rate on 9 routes is outstanding and shows what a real menace he is downfield. As much as Cam Ward likes throwing the football downfield, It is a perfect match for the kinds of routes that Cam Ward likes to throw. Hayden Winks of Underdog had a graph that he put out of deep target catch rate, of catch rate on one side and 15-plus air yard targets per game. Titans were right in the middle of the road in the NFL last year in terms of how many deep targets they had, and were the second worst team in the NFL in catch rate on said plays.
Yeah.
Only the Steelers were worse in terms of deep balls down the field being caught.
Was bad.
But the Titans were throwing them. The Steelers were the fourth lowest rate of just throwing deep balls.
Yeah.
Titans were right around the middle. I think there is an element of this offense to be unlocked under Cam Ward, to where if he knows he's got a guy downfield, what else, even just with the threat of a downfield passing game, is opened up underneath? How much is the run game helped by having a threat that has to be taken care of over the top of the defense, and two high safeties, they're going to have to sit back a little bit more. The cushion you're going to have to give someone like Carnell Tate if he is able to consistently win against man coverage and make those contested catches. How challenging will it be for him continuing his deep ball success and contested catch rate against NFL corners? How will that change for him?
This is where I was going to go next. Is one of my friends that's a scout wrote this about him, to your point about that part specifically. Yeah. This is his last of the year summer on. It was like, can play both Z and X. This is the part right here where I mentioned the sense of urgency and my breakdown of him. Well, he brought it up as well. It says, has improved at the top of his routes, and with his overall route urgency. That's where he has to continue to press, to me, is DBs are smarter in the league. They read your hips. They read your steps. They understand the plays that you're running because of the formation and alignment that you have as well. How can Carnell continually get better at keeping everything the same? It's like a pitcher. A pitcher's arm slot. Some can read it going up or down. If they're throwing a curveball slider, if they're throwing fastball, you can see it. Well, DBs watch and know you the exact same way, too. The same way I can look at a defensive lineman's hand or alignment and be like, stunts coming this way, rocking this way because the safety's down, they're probably slanting. Like, those are the types of things right there where Carnell has to continue to hide where he's going in his route. Like, his ability to break off routes or step on the DB toes needs to always be front of mind of him because he has all of the ability, Will. It, to me, like, the separator between college and the NFL is not the talent. You know what it is? And we've talked about this before. The separator is, how can I mentally continually trick the other side of the ball? How can I hide my weaknesses, or how can I stop giving the answers away? You remember I told you one time on the show, like, there was a tackle that played for Cincinnati at the time, and anytime that his hands was crossed over on his left leg, because he was a left tackle, they were running the ball because he was bringing his hands up. Anytime they was on his thighs, like flat, they were pass protecting. Like, that's where and that's why I think it's important for Calvin and Wandale to surround him and give him all the tricks of the trade so that he can get better at his position. This is a perfect spot for a guy like Carnell because not only will he be asked to contribute, but he'll also be taught, I hope, by guys that have been in similar situations, specifically Calvin Ridley, because I do think there's a lot of Calvin in his game minus the speed.
Rip Bryan's made that point, too. One of the comps on Carnell Tate is the guy that he's now teammates with, Calvin Ridley.
Absolutely.
I'd say Calvin may be a bit quicker, more agile. Carnell Tate a bit more long speed.
Better hands.
And better hands. Yeah. I like it. I mean, I like the fit. I think it makes a ton of sense. I think it fits the type they were looking for. I think criticism is fair to say that they drafted a wide receiver, too, in a perfect world with the number 4 overall pick, but the Titans aren't living in a perfect world.
No,
the Titans are trying to piece this thing together the best they can, and this is a position that's hard to find in free agency. Do you take a player that maybe projects as a wide receiver 2 and hope that with good quarterback play, he is a legitimate wide receiver 1? Yeah, I think that's certainly on the table.
Mm-hmm. So last part of the summer from the scout that I know says this, in a nutshell, everything that may have concerns about coming in 2025 have been answered. I love his route running, his hands, ball skill, and ability to go get 50-50 balls in situations. Looks like a first-round draft pick to me.
I like it. Good stuff.
Little research department. It was fun watching him. I will say this. Go look at his tape, Titans fans, if you got questions about Carnell. And let me know if you see him be slow, not a competitor. Like, just go watch it is what I was asking you guys. It's a fun watch.
615-737-1045, our number, if you want to join us. We'll go back to the phones when we come back. Plus, Ty Simpson talking about secret meetings with the Rams. We'll talk about that after this. Ramon Will, 104.5 The Zone, wrapping up hour number 2. There has been another update to the Mike Vrabel, Diana Russini saga. Really 2 updates yesterday. One of them serious, one of them really not serious, but maybe the funniest update we've had to give you yet. We'll hit those headlines coming up here in 10 minutes. 615-737-1045. As we go back to the phone, Titan Man is in Nashville. What's up, Titan Man?
What's going on?
What's going on, crew? Good morning.
Morning.
Man, I just wanted to first off say, the draft was amazing. I didn't personally attend this year, but I was definitely at Nissan. They did a great job with that, and then I was excited with all the signings we had. And then even the undrafted guys, undrafted free agents we got, really excited about those guys. I think all these guys have a chance to compete and contribute. But with the first wave of free agency that we've had and the draft, we've addressed all these needs, and I think that we are really heading in the right direction. But my question really is, have you guys seen the list of the top 20 free agents that are still available out there? It's like these guys have been some of the most productive guys in the NFL over the last decade. So that being said, should the Titans go out and target some of these guys to bring in more veteran leadership, or what do you guys see that would even make us that much better going into camps and all the stuff that's going on to just make us even that much better in the future? So anyways, that's kind of my take. I wanted to kind of get you guys to take on that and see what you had to say, and tighten up, baby.
Appreciate it.
I'll hang up and listen.
Thank you, Titan Man. Anybody stand out to you?
Got a feeling he don't want his coworkers to know he calling into the show. You could have told us your name was Chris. There's a million Chris's in Nashville, Titan Man.
We did talk a little bit about this earlier, about the guards that are still out there, and Mekhi Becton, whom you mentioned, Kevin Zeitler, who was here last year, and Joel Petonio, who's kind of seen as the cream of the crop there. Any other names jump out, or one of those 3 you think makes sense?
He's 100% correct. If this list is right and updated of available free agents like Tyreek Hill, not sure you're going after him. Stephon Diggs got an issue I'm sure the Titans don't want to deal with as well. Keep scrolling down. You dealt with the Legarius. Deebo Samuel out there. There's Cam Robinson. There's a lot of fellas out there. The one that you brought up that jumps off the board to me, though, Will, is Joey Bosa. Just getting an extra edge rusher. Getting a name, I think, would be good as well. David Onyemata is a solid interior defensive lineman, but you're filled up. That's a stacked room in general as well. I'm with 1 or 2 of these veteran signings, and, they're names that you know and you love as well. But I think it's a logjam on this team.
Yeah.
And then the other guys that are being brought up right now, Logan Wilson, Zeitler, Joe Mixon, there's a lot of names. The other part is this. These guys also have the ability to choose where they want to go. And some of these veteran dudes need to be of the right mindset if they are coming here, because you got to think, well, they get an extra week of training camp before everybody else shows up. They already just did a veteran mini camp as well. There's a lot of time on task for a team with a new head coach. And usually those new head coaches meet and greet all players coming into the building with a crap ton of physicality. Training camp this year, I feel like for new coaches, especially defensive-minded head coach, they go hard. So if you are one of these type of veteran dudes, you better have your hard hat every single day. It's just the way I think you craft a new team like this.
Do you think they've done enough at wide receiver to rule out a move for one of these veteran wideouts like Juwan Jennings or Stephon Diggs? And just using the on-field for Diggs.
Diggs is a great weapon to have. But does he stunt the growth of Carnell and Calvin as well? There's only so much ball.
That's kind of where I'm at now, too. I feel like you're full enough at receiver to not need to go get another big money wide receiver.
I don't think you need one. I don't know if you need another defensive lineman as well. I could justify it. Von Miller's available right now. I could justify it.
Yeah, I would say it's guard or edge, speed edge, if you're going to add anything at this point. It feels to me like the only ones out of this top 10 list that would maybe make sense are Joel Petonio or Joey Bosa.
Najee Harris available at running back.
Yeah, we got plenty of running backs.
You see what I'm saying?
We got more running backs than we need right now.
Not even Juwan.
No, you got your slot in Wandale.
Not even Juwan now.
Yep.
D-Hop is still out there. Kyle Van Noy. We could all make sense of him is what I'm saying.
Sure.
I personally just look at some of these guys been veteran guys, and they'll pick and choose when they want to sign. But also, Dable seems to run hot. How many of these guys want to handle him in training camp? And I say that with all due respect.
I'd say there are 4 positions I think make sense: guard, edge, nickel, and safety. And nickel and safety are kind of the same to me because you can make the argument one of your safeties is going to kind of be a big nickel on third downs that then creates a need for a more boundary, free safety kind of guy. Because at the moment, Marcus Harris is a starter at nickel.
Yeah.
And that's essentially like being a full-time starter as much as teams are in nickel based off of the need to match personnel in 3 receiver sets. So.
And if you go wide receiver, are you pushing Alec back, Chimray back
you would be.
as well?
You would be.
So
I'm good on receiver. I like where they're at receiver.
Linebacker?
Mahmoud Diabate was the other guy they already added there.
Yeah, and I'm not saying...
It's a kind of Sam or Will linebacker.
Yeah. I think you're good.
I think it's those 4 positions. It's guard, it's safety, it's nickel, it's edge rusher. But even safety, I feel like is fine. Again, safety is with the kind of the tag of it also being nickel. So really you're looking for 3 positions if you're still really out there looking for contributors.
Would you take Bosa?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I want to make sure.
Absolutely, I would. Yeah. The Rams wanted to keep their interest in Ty Simpson so close to the vest before the draft. Sean McVay had a private meeting with quarterback Ty Simpson, according to an interview that Simpson did on ESPN's Amber and Ian yesterday. Says, we try to keep this under wraps as long as we could. It was something to where I knew they were interested, but they wanted to make it private and didn't want people to know that they were interested. So I had some secret meetings with Coach McVay, and I was just trying to be on script and do what everybody told me and not tell anybody. So secret, in fact, that when Ty Simpson said after he was picked that he hadn't met Sean McVay, I guess it was a secret to him. This is very clear what's going on here. Sean McVay got caught in a very raw moment being disappointed they drafted Ty Simpson, and now they're doing PR to cover it up. Now they're doing PR to make up for it. Oh, no, we're so excited. We had secret meetings about ball. What do you mean? In a rare moment of authenticity, Sean McVay let his real reaction slip, and now they are going above and beyond, Ramon, to let us know that they were all in on Ty Simpson to become a Los Angeles Ram with the 13th overall pick. That's all this is to me.
I'm rolling with Ty on this one. I think Ty did a good job of hiding this one, Will.
Even after he was picked, when he said, I've not met Sean McVay.
Yeah.
He just forgot
personally
about these secret meetings then?
I'm riding with him because I'm looking at the big story of like he has to protect Matthew Stafford on this one. Like it is a finicky spot to be in where you're drafting your sitting starter's replacement as well. It's a small catty little thing though as well. Having a lie go like this.
He had no reason to say this though after he was drafted.
You don't think he likes Ty?
I think the legit reaction of Sean McVay looking ticked in the draft room was legit. And now they are going above and beyond to make us all believe that was just I was just in a bad mood.
Only time will tell. Like, I want to side with Ty on this one, but only time is going to tell if he chooses to bow out. One of them is leaving, either Stafford or Sean McVay at some point in time, if that's the case.
Yeah.
Time will tell on this one.
He said, after he got picked, he said, really brief contact with the team, limited to meeting with some scouts in Alabama, and that was really it. He had no reason to lie anymore. He'd already been picked. I don't know.
Time will tell.
Interesting situation.
It is.
Coming up, Mike Vrabel's already back in New England. The story that just won't go away, continues to not go away after this.
It's Ramon Foster, and I'm with Aaron from United Structure Systems. Man, they came by today to check out my house. If there's anything, any issues, small or big, you're going to fill us in there.
We can take care of it, no matter what kind of problems. So first off, we'll just kind of take a look through your house and see what kind of issues you got going. You know, cracks in the brick, cracks in the drywall, weird spots in the floor, doors sticking, windows not opening properly. Once we identify those areas, we're going to do a thorough inspection around the outside, make sure there's no issues going on with that. And then once we look over it, we'll talk about what's going on, and hopefully we ain't got no issues, and then we'll go from there.
Let's go. Let's go.
Mr. Foster, so we have looked at the issues that you brought up. We had the drywall in the attic up here above your bonus or your garage. You had some doors sticking.
I did.
Going in your bathroom. So we've inspected all that. We don't see any major structural concerns. So you're going to be one of our lucky good news customers today. There is some minor deflection there. That's not an uncommon thing. As any house is built, it's its biggest and its strongest the day that it's born. Right, and from that point, it just gets older, just like us. We ain't hopping up out of bed, taking off down the hallway, running downstairs anymore.
Not protecting quarterbacks anymore.
No.
Opening up late. We're done.
Your guard ain't there no more.
Okay,
so,
I got you.
So it just happens. It gets a little older and it starts to deflect. Now, there are some things we can do to kind of help adjust those doors, mainly adjusting in the door, which we don't necessarily do, and maybe doing some light shimming in the crawl space down there to address those sticking doors. But for now, no major issues there. We did talk about the grading in the back and some issues that we can take care of back there for you. But that's pretty much up in a nutshell. No big issues and you're good to go. So.
Awesome. So again, the way you deal with United Structural Systems is it's upfront, it's honest, and now I can sleep peacefully at night, okay?
8:03, good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. Nashville Soccer Club returns to the pitch tonight as they host Tigres in the CONCACAF Champions Cup semifinals at Geodis Park. It's the first of two legs in the matchup, and first kick tonight at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. You can watch it on FS1. In the NBA playoffs last night, the Magic took down the Pistons 94-88, taking a 3-1 series lead in their series. The Thunder complete the 4-0 series sweep as they take down the Suns 131-122. They move on to round two, and the Nuggets keep surviving against the Timberwolves last night, winning 125-113, forcing a Game 6 in Minnesota. NHL playoffs last night, the Penguins, after losing the first three games in the series, have now won two straight. They forced a Game 6 as they take down the Flyers last night 3-2, and the Golden Knights take down the Utah Mammoth in the nightcap as they beat them in overtime 5-4, tying their series up at 2 games apiece. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Away we go into hour number 3 on this Tuesday morning. Ramon and Will, if you were up overnight because there were sirens, because there were swirling winds around you, we'll bring 10% more energy for you this morning to help wake you up. Ramon's right there with you.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I am clinically deep sleeping. I do not wake up at anything. Anything.
I think you live downtown somewhere. Do you get storms the same way we do in residential, like suburban
yes,
areas?
They still happen. I just don't have a roof to hear them on. I just have windows to hear them on.
I always wondered that, like, have you ever been in your place? I'm not sure how high your apartment is, but like see storms from high up. I know about 3-4 years ago, like, there were like cranes that were swinging back and forth.
I did not see that, nor would I want to see that.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I want to be that high up. Like, I do want a downtown spot, but
I'm not that high up.
I'm not sure if I want to go that high up, man. By the way, man, quick shout out to my folks up in Gallatin, man. Double Dogs, man, showed love yesterday. I went in there, sat down after my work. I had a cool
nice
lunch with the wife, man. They end up comping the meal, man. I tipped my server. I know.
Nice.
They love listening to us.
I love Double
Vols.
Dogs.
Yeah, man.
The honey chipotle chicken tenders, like the boneless wings that are essentially just tenders.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Didn't get those, but
the honey chipotle wings are so good.
They got a Thai garlic one, though.
Yes, they do.
Elite,
those are outstanding as well. The queso, I love a white queso too. They've got a really good white queso there.
Yeah, I did the spin dip.
Cold
yesterday.
beers.
Yeah, and the wings, man. It was official. Shout out to them, man. I went there after the workout. Tired.
Nice.
Dog bowl nachos.
I gotta know one complaint about that. Next time if I do get them, I gotta come on a plate.
Nah.
Yeah.
It's just a part of the experience. What are you talking about?
I get that. I'm all for it.
Well,
it's just
go.
The nachos, you gotta have accessibility to them. You know what I'm saying? Like the way.
What's not accessible about them? It's just in a bowl.
Because
you got hands, don't you?
I hate y'all. Because
God gave you forks, so use them.
You got to be like all the food drops to the bottom of the nacho bowl. I mean, of the dog bowl, because they serve them out of those, not actual ones they're given to dogs, but like there's a lot of the elite stuff at the bottom. That's all that is.
Dig for it.
No, when you sharing it like that, like nah, you a savage hawk. That's all.
I'm disappointed in you.
We know other savages as well.
On Saturday, Mike Vrabel was not in New England for the third day of the draft, and yesterday he was already back with the team. That was fast. Phil Perry of NBC Sports Boston with the reporting on this. And VP of Player Personnel Elliot Wolf said last week that Vrabel is a tremendous recruiter. Recruited somebody. Patriots did not have him available on Saturday. It was originally reported that they would be in constant communication. Then Peter Schrager came on the draft and said, actually, that's not the case. They're going to let him be. And he's got enough close friends and people within that organization who are kind of extensions of him that I imagine that it wasn't all that too different from just having him in the building. But now fans have found a Spotify playlist that Diana Russini made for Mike Vrabel during a Titans 4-game losing streak in 2022, Ramon. It's called Turnin' the Page. And it has one save by Mike and it was made by Diana Russini. The playlist has since been deleted by Diana on Spotify. These are the songs that Diana Russini was sending Mike Vrabel to allegedly cheer him up during a losing streak. Big Energy by Lotto. House Party by Sam Hunt. Break My Soul by Beyonce. Pump It Louder by Tiesto and the Black Eyed Peas. Bass Down Low by Dev and the Cataracts. Raise Your Glass by Pink. Last Resort by Papa Roach. Welcome to the Jungle, Guns N' Roses. Photograph, Def Leppard. Renegade by Styx. Oh, okay.
I'm using a high.
You're going to approve of that one. Dance the Night Away by Van Halen. Just a few of the examples of the Spotify playlist that Diana Russini shared with a user named Mike on December 19th, 2022, which coincided with a Titans 4-game losing streak.
Wasn't she in town like 2 days later, too, of the way they've kind of kept up with her timeline?
Just won't go away, will it?
It will not. I question this. Doug brought up a great point. I question the validity of almost everything that she's done at this point with her, personal decisions, because the point that Doug made is this. Women are not messy cheaters, like usually. Like when you watch movies or like guys that have like dealt with those type of situations before, like she's moving like a dude, like the way I look at this one. Like dudes just be out here promiscuous and doing their own little thing unless like she had an open like relationship, which doesn't seem to be the case. Unless like she really like talked bad about her husband on television and podcasts and she really just didn't give a darn about him, to use a word from Deion Sanders. You just don't see her, like, respectfully, I'll say this. You don't usually see women move like this. Like she really just didn't give a darn about anything that she got going on. And clearly, I've had conversations with my wife about this. I'm sure everybody that's got a spouse has had this too. Like she may have been of the mindset that she was just going to do all that she could to just have her way. And that includes making playlists.
It literally makes me physically sick thinking about carrying on something like that for so long. Like it just, I hate it.
She in the mix.
I hate it.
She in the mix.
Yeah, she down bad in more ways than one.
She moved sloppy.
Yeah, again, I think it is a little bit of an admission of guilt that playlist has already been deleted.
Yeah, and then the playlist is deleted. Like,
poof, it's gone.
It's gone. Like, everything that she and he have is out there right now. And again, I'm sympathetic to the wife and the husband of both of those people right now, and also to throw this in there to the kids as well.
It's that's why I don't enjoy talking about it. Is the collateral to the people who didn't choose it.
Yeah, man.
Who are just thrown into this. David Cavucci of Foyaball, a publication unearthing college football's weirdest and wildest secrets. The man who gets credit for finding this.
A Cavucci bomb is what we got right now.
Quite exactly, yes.
Titans fans, be glad you kind of rid yourself of it, although it happened during your timeline as well. They're even going so much further now that some of the fans that are following this timeline are correlating her Nashville visits to her children's birth.
It's insane. It's insane.
So I've had this conversation. Does he keep? Here's where my stance is. It's going to be hard for him as a coach to give the integrity. We do things the right way. Why are you late? Questions.
I think he's kind of lost his fastball. I don't know if Mike Vrabel's ever going to be the same Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
I think the bravado and the respect that he commands when he walks into a room
gone
at the very moment is non-existent.
It's non-existent.
Totally non-existent, because this has gone beyond just probably a little fling at this point. This has literally affected his day-to-day job. The fact that he wasn't there for Saturday of the draft.
He can't be him no more. Like the mantra.
No.
Personally.
Nor should he be. I mean, like this is the kind of life event that changes a person.
Like talking about like curfews, like I respect your job and I expect your authority moving forward.
Right.
But you come in here yelling and fussing and cussing at me about something I should be doing the right way.
Uh-huh.
And I'm probably just as messed up as he is as a player. You feel what I'm saying? Like, as a player, he's got guys in his room that are probably worse than him, but you don't know about them.
Albert Breer even went on Boston Sports Talk Radio. It was like, from what I've heard, he's not really been the same since this came out. Like, yeah, nor should he be.
He won't be.
He is still a human. I think he's kind of crazy to do something like this, but he is still a human. He's still wired the way that most of us are. I mean, I don't know. Like, wired as in, like, he's got a pulse, he's got a heartbeat. Like,
yeah.
He's got emotions.
Like, and I'll even go a step further. Like, he was cool to me when I was working sidelines. The conversation's fine. I respect. Like, I don't have anything personally bad to say about him.
Neither do I.
And I won't, you know what I'm saying, as far as that goes.
Sure.
But his team leadership side,
I think it'd be tough for a locker room to really give him a whole lot of respect right now.
you telling me to do it the right way? All right, Casanova.
Let's quickly go to Thomas in Nashville before we get to Austin Price after the break. What's up, Thomas?
What's up, Thomas?
Hey, what's up? I guess it makes sense on why he didn't have a problem signing Stephon Diggs last season.
See, Thomas, there you go.
They're the same type of time. But what I called for was to say one person I think we should sign. It kind of don't make sense, but I think it wouldn't hurt. But like Cam Jordan, I think he had like 12 and a half sacks last season. And if you add that to this already good defensive line, I mean, you could easily say we probably had the best defense or one of the best defenses in the league.
On paper.
And I think of the listen.
Thank you, Thomas. Personally, I'm good on Cam Jordan now that they've got Keldrick Falk.
I think he peaked before the fall one more time.
I think you're looking for the next Cam Jordan and Keldrick Falk more so than you are trying to get older Cam Jordan. I think it would keep Keldrick Falk off the field too much for a first-round pick.
You know what I say about Thomas? A suggestion right there, though, too.
Yeah.
It lets me know that in the mind of people that think about this team, you're focusing on the defense leading the way.
Yeah.
Like with that suggestion, yeah. So like the Carnell Tate selection is what I'm getting back to. You're going to be allowed to grow up if your defense is leading the way.
Coming up, Austin Price joins us. We'll hit a little bit of everything with Austin. A very public recruitment of Wake Forest guard Juke Harris for Tennessee basketball. Lady Vols basketball loading up again. Baseball with a series win over Alabama. Some recruiting nuggets on Tennessee football as well. All that and more with VolQuest's Austin Price after this. The real estate is a challenge. It's stressful. And even in Nashville, everyone wants to buy here. You got to buy at the right price. You got to sell at the right price. Bernie Gallerani can help you do exactly that. For Ben and his family, the decision to buy and sell at the same time could have felt overwhelming. But from the very first conversation with Bernie Gallerani Real Estate, they knew they were in good hands. Every question was answered with care, including the ones they weren't quite sure how to ask. And never once did they feel like any concern was too small to share. That's the kind of experience you get with Bernie Gallerani. And throughout the entire process, Ben and his family felt truly represented with a team that advocated for their best interests at every turn. Their guidance rooted in deep knowledge of the market, giving them confidence to make every decision with clarity. And who says there are no guarantees in life? Check out Bernie Gallerani's 30-day guaranteed sale program at BernieGallerani.com. Bernie guarantees to get you that offer on your home. He's going to sell your home in 30 days or less, or he'll buy it. Head online to BernieGallerani.com. Call him at 615-428-2644. That's 615-428-2644. Online at BernieGallerani.com. Ramon Will continues as the glass breaks with an assist from Heath Ledger here on the show. Hour 3 continues. Ramon Foster and Will Bowling pleased to be joined by VolQuest's Austin Price at Austin Priceless, where you get him on Twitter. What's up, Austin? How are you?
Boss?
My question for you guys this morning is, have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? You guys are too young for that.
Yeah.
You guys are way too young.
Yeah.
That's a Jack Nicholson quote from the original Batman.
I've seen
Michael
the
Keaton.
Which he was that amazing that Michael Keaton made a pick for the Steelers in Pittsburgh at the draft. They had Batman out there doing an NFL draft pick for
That
him.
makes sense.
Ridiculous.
That makes sense. I mean,
Ridiculous.
What are we talking about here? I wasn't surprised at all. I've seen him around the facility.
Okay. I'm too anti-Steelers for this to continue. Austin, as we take a look at the transfer portal for Tennessee basketball, what is the latest on Tennessee's pursuit of Wake Forest guard Juke Harris?
Well, I would expect Tennessee to try to see Juke at some point this week. I think that's, I personally think it's Tennessee or the NBA. I think he's going through the process right now. The feedback he gets will determine what he decides to do. I mean, if he's still mocked the early second round or late first round, I think he comes back to school. And I like Tennessee's chances there if that's the case. And, obviously, Michigan could come in here and swing with a huge number, but I think the family doesn't want him that far away. I think the family plays here. I think Tennessee's offer, I think honestly he's been the best, but even if Michigan came with a little bit bigger number, I think it's good enough to, we don't have to have the hassle of going to Ann Arbor all the time. We can drive 4 hours over and, watch you play and, all that if he decides to stay in college. Again, I think a lot of it depends on just the feedback he gets from the NBA draft over the next week or so.
Austin, what skill set would he bring? What do you think this Tennessee staff that's had a relationship with Juke Harris for quite some time likes the most about his fit for this program?
I think he's an alpha. I think he's a scorer. He's someone that can make everybody around him better. But the more importantly, I think just an alpha mentality. That's what I think he brings the most. And again, you look at what Tennessee's been able to do in the portal. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how they all mesh together. But they're all bucket getters. From Lundblade to Harrelson to Day Ames. Hill. If they're able to land Juke Harris, I mean, all these guys put the ball in the basket and, have averaged 15, 17, 14. I mean, all that stuff adds up, and they shoot the ball well from the outside. Again, they know how to put the ball in the basket, and that's the name of the game, especially when you can add in Rick Barnes' pretty consistent level of defense.
John Boston Price of all question on 3 this morning. Austin, would you say that the door is 100% closed on Nate Ament coming back so far?
100% closed? No. I would say it's 99% closed. I think there's a sliver of a chance that would be a reversal of fortune. But I don't think that's the case if Juke Harris, picks Tennessee. I don't see those two playing together. One, I think Tennessee would, figure out the money situation in that instance. And then 2, I just, there's only one basketball to go around, and so I think that's where we're at with it. Again, I would say that is 99% closed, 1% open at this point. So you can't totally close it, but, it feels like it's pretty far down the road.
What else would you say that Tennessee could still address in the transfer portal for this upcoming season?
Well, they could stand to get another big. It doesn't have to be a high-priced big. They just need somebody that can, be a rebounder, be a rim protector, be a serviceable piece, if you get in, to foul trouble or, you're just needing to spell one of your, veteran bigs for, just a few minutes. So, again, I don't think it has to be some kind of superstar player, but I think they would be served to add another post.
Austin Price of VolQuest with us this morning on Ramon and Will. Austin, I know you had the chance to talk with Aaliyah Moore, the new Lady Vols commitment out of the portal from Texas. What made the difference for Tennessee there in that recruitment? How big of a get is this for Kim Caldwell and the Lady Vols?
Well, obviously she's got to be healthy, and is coming off the surgery and is doing basketball activities, but is not fully clear for contact, but is trending that way. Just stay healthy. Once you get healthy, I think it could be a big get. She's proven, and I think that goes a long way, much like that's Jenna from Texas A&M. Again, another proven player in the post, a double-double kind of player. Same thing with Moore. She's someone who can score the basketball in the post, can step out and knock down a shot, and is motivated. A lot of these players that they've taken, they have, they're coming off injuries and that type of thing, but they're experienced and they are proven at the Power 4 level, whether it be the Big 12, the ACC, SEC, and I think that goes a long way. Again, they've got to stay healthy, but these are all players that have proven they can do it at this level, and if they can stay healthy and get that type of production, I think, her roster rebuild went pretty well.
I feel like it's maybe a bit more challenging to evaluate maybe a class like this as a whole compared to the men's side of things, where you have so many rankings, right? And players are ranked from 1 to 1,000 in the transfer portal, and this is the number 28 shooting guard or the number 15 overall player and things like that. But in this class specifically, Austin, when you look at the job that Kim Caldwell has done, how satisfied do you think this staff is with the new team that they've built? How would you kind of grade this class as a whole, as Kim Caldwell has had to totally build her roster from scratch all over again?
I think you could use another post. I think they're pretty yard heavy, so I wouldn't give it an A, but I'd give it a B+. I think they've done a really good job considering the circumstances. Again, if you could add another post, just another big body, I think it's kind of like the men's team. I think they're kind of one post short. I think they need, you got to still be able to rebound the basketball. Again, I think Jenna, Moore, they know how to do those type of things, but I still think you could use one more post. But I think they've done a pretty good job, a pretty fantastic job of, rebuilding it, considering it was totally bare when, this whole process started, 4 weeks ago. So I think if you look at the pictures, I'm big on body language. I swear, man, if I look at pictures a year ago and I look at pictures now, Kim Caldwell looks so much more at ease and happy, like just her smile, all that. It just seems so much more vibrant. I don't know if she just kind of knew it a year ago or felt it a year ago or what, but I think she likes the kids that she's bringing in, and I think there's a chip on, as Moore said, Aaliyah Moore, she has a chip on her shoulder the same way I have a chip on mine, and the goal is to go out and prove, we still got it.
That is awesome to hear. She's already got buy-in. Austin, this summer is heating up right now for recruiting on the football side of it, man. What are the top priorities for Josh Heupel and his staff heading into this 27 commitment cycle?
Everything.
Fair.
You have to do that in football, right? I think you want to add a couple of receivers, you want to add a couple of tight ends, you want to add a couple of running backs. Specifically, obviously David Gabriel Georges is the bell cow that Tennessee's trying to go and swing at and get. I think defensive line is another area where I think, Rodney Garner missed the spring basically as far as just the recruiting window. So getting more defensive linemen in here and letting them see him and that type of stuff in this class, I think is pivotal. But, it's just everything. There's not a specific focus, right, with this class. Only quarterback, obviously you already have one committed in Derek Baker, but I don't think you're looking at it going, okay, they've got to have this amount of corners or this amount of linebackers. I think it's just I think the roster's finally gotten to where it's pretty steady across the board, and that there's not one room that has a glaring weakness to it.
No doubt. But this football team got to be competitive going into the fall. There's a lot of questions, Austin, I guess, about quarterback, of course, and just the overall health of this team with Arian Carter having the surgery. So what does the day-to-day look like for the football team this time of year under Derek Owens as well as they head into this summer and spring, or the spring and summer?
Yeah, obviously everybody's gearing up for a little bit of a break in the month of May, and you get away for about a couple of weeks, and then you're back in here, and then it's foot to the pedal all the way till fall camp starts, and that's where Owings will be trying to whip them further into shape. They're already looking really good as far as, just the growth they made since he's been here back in January. But whipping them into shape and, continuing to define, kind of where they want each player to be physically, and just continue to I guess build team camaraderie. I think that stuff matters. I think being able to hang out and do stuff as teammates and kind of know who you're in the foxhole with, I think that still matters. And I think that's a lot of the stuff they'll be doing before they get a little more hands-on with the coaches later in the summer.
Austin, you mentioned the physical side of the summer, most definitely. A good bit of Derek Owens, I guess, hiring kind of dealt with the mental side as well. Did it not? And that's probably got to be, a trigger point of his to kind of get guys out. That toughness, I guess, that the Vols were looking for is crucial this fall.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you got to be a tougher football team mentally, physically. You got to be able to push through on days where maybe you didn't a year ago, maybe you don't want to. And you got to continue to battle. And no different than me, talking to my daughter yesterday during a region golf tournament, right? I mean, not everything's always going to go your way. You're going to have a bad hole or two, but you got to push through and not let one bad hole affect the next hole. You can't let one bad day or you not feeling okay affect your preparation for the season for 2 weeks in June. You got to keep pushing through. Now, you can't be belligerent and injure yourself because you pushed too hard, but at the same time, you have to continue to, be available, be there mentally, and be there physically during those tough days during the dog days of June and July.
Well, Austin, that's a perfect segue to a little bit of Tennessee baseball to wrap things up this morning. A just awful display Thursday night while the draft was going on. I feel like sometimes Tennessee baseball doesn't play well when, there's other stuff happening. And, the NCAA tournament happens. Oh, that's okay. They get swept by Vandy. Oh, it's fine. Elite Eight's going on. Draft was going on. They get just destroyed by Alabama in terms of pitching. And then they come back and they win a critical doubleheader on Friday. What clicked, do you think, for Tennessee over this weekend as they look to continue building a little bit of momentum heading up to Lexington?
I'd love to be able to tell you I know, but this team is kind of tough to read. I mean, you think they've got it figured out, boom, boom, sweep Mississippi State, and they come back, lose the next series. Then they, lose the Thursday game, and then you're like, oh, geez, man, they're, the one thing they did do well all weekend was score runs. I mean, they had, 8 in the loss, and then, of course, they run-ruled Alabama, to start. I think the best thing that happened in Tennessee was the doubleheader.
Right. And
when you get off to the start you had with Tegan Coons and win in run rule fashion, then you can parlay that when you're starting another game 30 minutes later, basically. So, I think that's the best thing that happened, right? Had Tennessee had to wait another, 17 hours to play game 3, maybe they don't perform just like that. Maybe they don't keep the momentum up in game 3 and in game 2 of that doubleheader, but they were able to do that, and I think that was pivotal.
Austin, as you've kind of been around as Josh Elander's run this program for an entire season, it feels like we knew who Josh Elander was. Now we're learning who he is as a head coach and the way he runs a program over the course of an entire season. What has maybe been different about the way he's run things so far? What differences do you see in the Elander season so far and maybe things, the way things used to be?
Listen, Tony did it his way. He's going to do it his way. He's probably a little more analytical. Tony's probably more of a feel kind of guy, probably not less analytics. Not to say he didn't use analytics, because I think he did. I just think he was more the old Italian kind of just gut feel and emotions and that type of thing. Elander's more of a steady hand, no emotion, good or bad. If they're up 10-0 or down 10-0, he's pretty much the same. He's unflappable. So I think that's the biggest thing. I think he dives a little bit more into the analytics of. Okay, here's what this looks like, analytically, and here's what this situation looks like, traditionally, and let's go that route.
He is Austin Price of VolQuest Tuesdays at 8:20 here on the show at Austin Priceless, where you get him on Twitter, VolQuest.com, where you get the very latest on Tennessee athletics, as always. Thank you, Austin. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Austin Price with us. Big one for Tennessee this weekend up in Lexington against the Wildcats with just about 3 more series left until SEC tournament.
I think they lost to Vanderbilt this past week in the series to them.
That was Texas that took 2 out of 3 from Vandy over the weekend.
Yeah. Oh, Texas did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Texas is very good.
Oh, yeah. That's without a doubt.
Everybody's very good.
Yes.
Except South Carolina and Missouri.
Yeah, they fired their coach a month ago, if I'm not mistaken, South Carolina.
Yeah, fired, stepped down, retired again. I don't know, however you want to frame it.
Bad, as you say.
Yeah, very bad.
Very bad.
For a program that should never be very bad at baseball. Coming up, more headlines. We've got a Rookie of the Year in the NBA. We've got a interesting development at Live Golf. And I've got good news for you that shocked me coming up next.
This is a different court, Blair. Same result, Slay. Okay, Blair. See, that's Tyler Tanner. See, Tyler Tanner's in the house now.
Let's see what you got.
This Mother's Day for the mother in your life. Don't just mail it in, good people, man. Get her something memorable, meaningful, timeless. Show her how much she's appreciated with a beautiful piece of jewelry from Genesis Diamonds. Genesis Diamonds has created the best Mother's Day collection ever. Imagine her face lighting up when she opens a dazzling diamond bracelet, a pair of sparkling diamond earrings, or a stunning colored gemstone pendant. Each one hand-selected and designed to last not just this year, for decades of birthdays, anniversaries, and ordinary days to come. Genesis has the gifts that make a statement. Guys, you need to check this out. And this year, Genesis has added brand new creations from their exclusive designers. Truly one-of-a-kind pieces she won't see anywhere else. In fact, for the ultimate way to show how much she means to you, step inside Genesis' brand new half-price vault, a special collection of exquisite jewelry, all at an incredible 50% off. Yes, I do mean half price. All right. So this Mother's Day, get her more than just a casual gift. Get her a memory she'll wear close to the heart every single day. Genesis Diamonds are located in Green Hills and Cool Springs.
I got good news for you as we wrap up hour 3 of Ramon and Will. First of all, it's that Lucas Panzica is going to come hang out, talk some soccer here in about a half hour.
And man.
Secondly is that football's back in 100 days.
Oh, we're there?
Andrew Siciliano tweets this morning. Really thought it would take me a shorter amount of time to pull up the tweet. Here it is. 100 days away from the Hall of Fame game and a new NFL season. Football's back in 100 days. Football's back.
Come on, y'all.
Football's back.
Get behind it.
100 days. We can make it. We can do it.
We're good.
We've lasted 100 days before.
We hit the 70s. We're pretty much there.
That's absolutely right.
And the other part, to be quite honest with you, when we get into the 40s, training camp's starting up.
We were talking about this yesterday, and I learned this going through my first season with Titans Radio and like really working a first NFL season last year.
Come on.
The second the training camp starts, it's football season for us.
Well, yes. You see why?
Yeah, and I'm not complaining. It was just like, okay, this is how this works.
No, you see why, like, my timeline, like my clock internally has been when July hits, summer's over.
Yeah, right. I get it even more now.
4th of July hits, like,
because you start thinking about that in October.
Come on, man.
I've not had an off weekend since, wow, when did the training camp start?
No, we in there at
and
that
again,
point.
Not a complaint, just a reality of like, you really do learn what that grind is like, being there for every game and doing all those things. So,
yeah.
Rookie mini camp, Friday and Saturday. We'll be right back out there.
100 days is right around
Thursday,
the corner.
Friday. Yeah.
Like, we're talking about a kickoff. No. Preseason games are when it really get real. Like, Brendan Sorsby can go bet again by that. I shouldn't make fun of that. That man's seeking counseling.
In the NBA last night, teenage sensation Cooper Flagg won Rookie of the Year over his former Duke roommate, Con Knippel. Edged him by 26 votes in the panel of 100 media members. 56 first-place votes for Cooper Flagg, 44 for Con Knippel. Becomes the second youngest player to win the award behind only LeBron James.
Yeah, I would give a big response to it, but I'm not overly educated in Dallas Mavericks ball. The way I look at it is, I mean, Cooper Flagg was the number one guy. Con Knippel playing on the team right now. That's middle of the road as far as the respect around the league goes as well. So it was slated to go to the guy. I think all sports want their headliners to be the dudes that also win the accolades. And Cooper Flagg has had 40-plus games, 40-point games, and he's got them at a point to where they can be optimistic about building the Dallas Mavericks back up. I'm not opposed to it. I know a lot of talking heads wanted Con Knippel to win that award, though, because he was very impactful. Set a record, too.
273 made threes, the first rookie in NBA history to lead the league in three-pointers made.
Tough.
And LaMelo Ball was second.
Yeah.
That was a trivia question when I was in Knoxville a couple weeks ago. The first set of teammates to lead the league in three-point shooting.
They got a good squad.
Con Knippel and LaMelo Ball.
Also, shout out to Nashville's own Brandon Miller.
That's right.
With them as well.
Cane Ridge High School.
Also, VFL with them as well. Grant Williams.
Absolutely.
Like, they do have a good squad if they can just keep LaMelo off the downtown streets racing. I'm just throwing strays at everybody today. You can get it, too.
Live Golf's scheduled tournament in New Orleans in late June will be postponed, sources told ESPN yesterday, as the league continues to attempt to secure additional funding after Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund pulled back its commitment to keep financing the breakaway golf circuit. Originally scheduled for June 25th to 28th at Bayou Oaks at City Park in Louisiana. Liv's having a little bit of a tough moment. As in, like, I don't think they're going to exist this time next year. An April 15th email, CEO Scott O'Neill told staff that the season continues exactly as planned, uninterrupted, and at full throttle. Well, not anymore. No. And that was 2 weeks ago. So we'll see. I mean, between that and Bryson DeChambeau, like, openly mocking the course conditions in Mexico City the week after the Masters a few weeks back, and all of these things, and you've got players that, like, very clearly just aren't happy to be there, but they're getting paid. But, like, are they still getting paid? Because I don't know. You don't have the Saudi Arabia money anymore. It's a mess.
Good for
total
them.
Mess with Live right now.
For the ones that are able to cash their checks early, good. For the ones that are treating that thing like Bitcoin and now you want to get in after the fact, like, this is what happens when you do business with people that don't have it fully sanctioned in the United States. Like the PGA, I would say they forced them to raise their purses up. create a better lane and avenue for players to earn as far as the PGA goes, because they were throwing cash out left and right when this thing first kicked off.
They sure were.
It just shows exactly what businesses are. It's easy to start something up. How sustainable can you keep it? And the PGA has been around for a very long time. And the TV contracts, the golf courses, the players, the notoriety, the game, the name recognition comes with it. Live was fun. That's what it was.
It was supposed to be. But when nobody can watch it, then is it really fun?
What are we doing? Like, shout out to them for the big tax write-offs.
Yeah, they kind of filled that up backwards. They had to start with a major TV deal in order for that to be relevant and for the changes that they wanted to make to the game of golf to actually be seen and appreciated. You have to watch them. And nobody could watch it. And then you kind of miss that initial wave of fandom of people that you could have crossed over to watch more of it. And now it's just kind of something that happens. Like the other day, there was a Nashville SC game, and then it's coming up next. It's Live Golf on FS2. Like,
what?
Yeah, it's just.
I mean,
they had their priorities out of whack for the beginning, and they didn't create enough of a return on investment with a big television deal to warrant that money continuing to stream in.
Just think about how much and how often we talked about the Masters. Like, other than like Live having, just news headlines about guys getting paid and leaving the PGA, or at least taking a hiatus from it, there was no big tournament that we could speak of.
No.
There was nothing we can go back to. It's like, I can't wait till next year.
And I appreciate they're like wanting to do more team golf and wanting to do more stuff based around that, but like, why should we care about these teams? Like, why should I care about the four aces? Yeah. I can't even watch it. Like, why should I pick a team that I'm rooting for? Like, there's no regional allegiance that you can't just like make teams randomly.
No.
They're trying to capitalize off the success of events. I mean, like the one over the weekend, the Zurich Classic in New Orleans is a kind of 2v2, and Matt Fitzpatrick won with his brother, and he got his brother a PGA Tour card because they won the Zurich Classic. But like, that's such a far cry from the big team events we know, like Ryder Cup and President's Cup, that we love.
Man, best part about it was they forced the PGA to up the bag a little bit, up the money.
Yep. It honestly probably ended up making the game of golf better.
Yeah.
It's just kind of been a rough transitional period to get to some better changes on the tour. Crazy stuff in London at the London Marathon. We were talking about it in the break. 2 guys broke 2 hours in an official race course in the London Marathon. That is absolutely ridiculous. I'm on the record that marathon runners are the best athletes in the world, and I will hear arguments otherwise, but I will argue back against you because I don't think the average human understands how fast that is to run under 2 hours in a marathon. I'm more concerned, though, with what Guinness World Records put out about what Boudwin Dominicus did. You see this? Guinness World Records is going viral yesterday about what he did at the London Marathon.
Okay.
The fastest marathon wearing a suit and dress shoes, male. This guy ran a 3:21 marathon in a suit and dress shoes, and there is a picture of him holding up his plaque. My brother in Christ. No, not worth it.
You don't like it?
Not worth the 3.9 million views that you got on this. I wouldn't be able to walk for a month. Legitimately would not be able to walk for a month doing that. I wouldn't run a mile in dress shoes. You know how uncomfortable that is?
I want to see like what kind of dress shoes. Are these Cole Haans?
They are black dress shoes. They look like all black.
Oh my God.
They look like the kind of rental dress shoes you get when you rent a tux somewhere.
Maybe he custom made them to feel better.
I hope they were
Run
hard
better.
bottoms. I do. I hope they were hard bottoms.
They're not like the sneaker ones.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering, were they like sneaker ones?
So a 3:21 marathon is 7:40 per mile. 7:40 mile pace for 26.2, which is faster than, I don't know, like 99% of humans with regular running shoes.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, I would say
pretty dang good.
90% of people can't run a 7-minute mile.
I ran a half marathon in the same time that the first place finisher ran a full marathon.
Man, this
at
guy,
156 or whatever it was that he finished.
Oh, this guy, I just retweeted it because I feel like it's neat. This is a nice suit. And
yeah,
shoes.
it is. He looks good.
Like, these are nice shoes.
Running in style.
No, he
seriously.
That was real good right there.
Well, thank you.
No, he legitimately was running in style. He needs a Alan Edmonds contract now.
as a former cross-country runner at the University of Tennessee and track runner, this is the second most popular question I get when people know that I ran was, "Oh, did you ever run a marathon?"
Did you?
First most popular is, "What's your mile time?" And I don't have a great answer.
What was
on
your
that one.
best mile time?
It wasn't that great. I always have to preface this I was hurt my senior year, and it was for my junior season, and I wasn't a miler, so it's not my main event.
Right.
But it was a 4:30.
A 4:30?
That's
my best
impressive.
mile.
What do you mean?
Kicking it.
Is that not impressive in that world?
Nah, not really.
Well, I'm in the soccer world, and I ran a 5:30, and I felt like that was kind of impressive.
Yeah.
Just for that, though.
I never actually had a fast time in college either, because again, was hurt and was only on the team for 2 years.
Hey, listen.
4 minutes and 30 seconds. You're booking it. It's almost a sprint.
It is a foreign concept to me now, but back then it was just kind of like,
It's just like a minute a lap. Like, that's getting to it.
minute and 7 seconds,
I mean, yeah,
67s.
that's getting to it.
Oh, yeah, that's so slow. Good gracious.
Well, there's a big difference between running 60s and 67s.
A minute
I
and
could have.
7 seconds.
I could have. My goal was to be
Could have done a minute,
a
6
420
seconds.
guy my senior year, but I
The
never got the
pace
chance.
of Buddy, the London Marathon, what
Yeah.
was it again?
So he ran 159.
I think it was like 4 minutes and 30-something seconds, 4:31.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the world record marathon pace, 4:33 per mile. That was like exactly my best time.
I mean, real quick. And
And
know
I
we
ran
got
at SEC school, and he's doing that 26 times.
Do you slow down in the middle and like do bursts as well if you're doing a marathon? Like, is there a
No.
pace or is it straight?
It's kind of a big thing. Like, that's a big trend now of like, there's some method of at the end of every mile, you walk for 30 seconds, then you start running again. I'm not a believer in that personally. I mean, you do you. But for elite, I mean, for anybody running faster than 3 hours, I don't think you're
Okay, there's
taking
no
breaks.
walk. Okay.
No. I mean, maybe. If you want like 5 seconds to like drink the water and then go back. But like for pros, no, heck no.
Do you even
Heck
get
no.
thirsty?
No.
I
It's not
think
really
so.
it's not really for quenching thirst. It's more for like replenishing fluids.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Coming up, major news in college football yesterday. What Brendan Sorsby's potential absence at Texas Tech could mean in the Big 12 and the college football playoff after this.
9:04. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports in the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. Nashville Soccer Club returns to the pitch tonight as they host Tigres in the CONCACAF Champions Cup semifinals at Geodis Park. The first of two legs in the matchup and first kick tonight, 7:30 p.m. Central Time on FS1. NBA playoffs last night. The Magic take down the Pistons 94-88 to take a 3-1 series lead. Then the Thunder complete the 4-0 series sweep as they beat the Phoenix Suns 131-122. They move on to round 2. And the Nuggets survive against the Timberwolves, winning 125-113, forcing a Game 6 in Minnesota. NHL playoffs. The Penguins, after losing the first 3 games of the series, have now won 2 straight, forcing a Game 6 as they take down the Flyers last night 3-2. And the Golden Knights in the nightcap beat the Utah Mammoth in overtime 5-4, tying their series up at 2 games apiece. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Fourth and final hour of the show on this Tuesday. Glad you are with us. 615-737-1045. The number is streaming live on 1045 The Zone TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. Lucas Panzica going to come hang out with us here in 15 minutes, previewing Nashville SC and Tigres tonight at Geodis Park. Weather permitting, I might add.
Yeah.
I imagine they're going to get that game in, but I don't know. We're being weather alert, as I'm taught to say.
Weather aware.
That is, yes, weather aware is the other one.
I just got a text from my son. They just moved their game for this evening because they play on grass. They moved it to a different field today. So everybody's preparing. I just don't want to get caught in it is all that I'm.
Yep.
It's a first world issue right there. A little rain on you, but I just don't want to get caught in it, Will.
In just the mayhem.
The mayhem of
the
running
wind.
to the car, the lightning, because it was a light show last night, too. I know you were dead to the world sleeping.
I was, and
night.
always am.
But it was a light show. I love to get one of those slow capturing cameras just to watch it, time lapse it. But
sure.
I don't.
Do you have a security system?
I do.
Just do your time lapse on it?
Have a security system.
Yeah.
Of course he does.
All you got to do is record it and then.
Is that what it is? All right. Well, I just cut a tree down. I'll do it on break. I'm always doing stuff while at work.
That's true.
Hawk trying to get me off my rocker over here, man. Come on, man.
Keep you on your toes.
That's just a little bit.
As long as you enjoy some dog bowl nachos with your hands.
I won't moving forward. I'll ask for a plate moving forward, Hawk.
Y'all do nachos with hands or a fork and knife?
Both.
What?
What do you mean what?
I've been given forks as my hands.
No.
I always use my hands.
You better have a moist towelette on standby.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Because
it depends on the nachos. If they're super involved, because I don't want my hands to be messy for the rest of the day. There are some things you eat that and I know I'm going to catch you for this, and I don't care. The only exception is bone-in wings. Those you have to eat with your hands because there's a method to get the meat out.
Facts.
And
not everybody eats just with
but there are certain things that you can eat. Like a syrup-filled waffle, which I don't like a lot of syrup either. Like a drizzle of syrup. Sure. It's the same way. Like there's certain things you can eat where even if you wash your hands, that's not getting off your hands for like a day.
I'm with you. Like community stuff, like you should not be. Like nachos, I'm grabbing a fork, and I'm also, if they got 2 forks, I have my eat fork and I got my community fork.
But and then there's also like I still might use my hand to scoop it onto the fork.
Yeah.
Because you break up some of the chip stuff, and like you get all the other stuff. Like if there's chicken on it,
that's facts.
You get it on the chip, and then you help it onto the fork with your hand, with your off hand, and then you eat it. I don't need mouth noises back there.
That's exactly what you do as soon as you eat with your hands.
I don't need the actual noises.
ASMR.
Because I feel like, Hawk, like what we trying to avoid here is another COVID outbreak, okay? Like if you...
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep everyone safe. That's it. That's all.
We're all family around here. If we go to lunch and we're enjoying some nachos and you bring out a fork, I'm going to look at you like you're silly.
Yeah, no, I look at that as respect, Hawk, because...
Respect is we all get down and dirty and we eat out of the same bowl with,
that's the problem.
hands.
That's why COVID spread the way it did. Hawk, you are ground zero for COVID is what I'm telling you.
I was the first one to have it in our house.
Ground zero or patient zero?
Patient zero. Because what I'm telling you is this. If we got community appetizers, which when we go to a lunch or a little dinner or dinner, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'll see that lunch dinner is what a dinner is, in case y'all was wondering what that was.
That's right.
If we go to a dinner situation, I'm going to order some appetizers for the group.
Yes, you
are. Respectfully,
yes, you are.
There's a no double dip rule.
I get that.
Don't live by that, clearly.
No, my family, no. But friends, sure.
Family, I'm cool. And then the other part of that is, if we eating finger foods, which appetizers usually are, the licking of the fingers is a part of it at some capacity. And you mean to tell me you're going to reach your saliva-ridden hands with back into the community nachos or buffalo wings or tater skins?
So see, that's the other point here too. This is an important distinction.
Not if I have a moist towelette.
If you're sharing nachos, I'm mainly using the fork just to put the nachos on my side plate. Then I'll pick up the nachos.
Now you.
Oh, okay. That's a little bit of a different story, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like using a fork. Like I'm not necessarily. I'm not always eating it with a fork, but in order to put it on my plate, yes, I'm going to use a fork. Then you eat the nachos with your hands.
Facts.
Multi-purpose.
Multi-purpose is what we're doing right
100%.
here.
100%.
I got my eye out. I didn't
Would it make you feel better if I reach in there with my hand, grab nachos, go to the bathroom, wash my hands, come back, just keep making about 10 trips?
Duck says, so Buck and Will, fork and knife, ribs and bone and chicken. First of all, don't ever use me and my eating habits in the same sentence as that guy ever again. Secondly, I specifically said that is not the case. I will not allow anyone to use a fork and a knife with bone-in wings. That's ridiculous.
Thank you.
It's ridiculous behavior. Because you get with the flats, you just twist the two bones on the end, you twist it a little bit, and then the meat just falls out if it's good wing. And then with a drumstick, like, what are we even talking about? That's easy. And with ribs, like, what do you mean?
One, my ribs fall off the bone.
Yeah,
so
exactly. If you got good ribs, the second you pull them apart, most of the meat's going to fall off the bone anyway. No, I was raised in God's country. I'm not using no fork and knife on wings and ribs. What are we talking about?
Straight up,
I'm just being interested serving your side plate for nachos.
Hold up, Sag said
really
that Mythbusters debunked the double dip thing.
Oh, okay.
I just don't want to chance it.
Well, what you got to do is you split the chip in half.
No.
You put one half on your plate, and then you dip the one half of the chip. And then you have the other half of the chip on your plate. Then you dip the other half of the chip. That way you don't double dip, but you get the full ratio of dip to chip correct.
Sure, if you're being nice.
What do you mean?
I can't.
If you're out with friends,
just being a
or
regular
some people you don't
human.
really know, some strangers, and you got some lunch there, and you got a little nice queso dip there, and yeah, sure, break the chip off.
Split the chip.
Otherwise, you just go all in.
What do you mean by all in?
We're all family.
You're just out here spreading saliva around the universe.
We'll all end up being dirt anyways.
It's disgusting.
We're not trying to speed that process.
Yeah, I'd like to not be sick while I am here on this earth.
Yeah.
Before I become dirty.
Justin?
Apparently, it's been debunked.
Okay. You don't even have the report there. You can't be out here spreading misinformation, and you ain't even got. Did you do the research?
I'm a big Mythbusters guy. Same Mythbusters that told us that running in the rain makes you more wet than just walking in rain. That was another one.
Was it really?
Yeah.
How is
that? Was another one.
I feel like it actually is that.
I don't know.
If you run, you will be a little bit more drenched there.
We got a few questions for you off air, Hawk, that we got to really hash out.
Uh-oh.
Like, how
that's interesting.
The double dipper into the nacho guys, Justin. Like, I can't even call you Jayhawk anymore. You kind of lost the coolness.
You just split the chip, put it on your plate, and then you get two dips.
I've done that before, but not with family.
Savage said, Hawk licking fingers and going back in. Go get it, Hawk. No, don't go get it. Don't listen to him.
Yeah, Big Orange Mac hit us up, says, Willie B, please tell me you eat ribs with your hands like the good Lord intended. Absolutely, I do, Big Orange Mac. Absolutely.
We lick fingers around here when we done with ribs.
Got those
absolutely.
wet naps in the
We're wearing that sauce and we're eating it.
Absolutely.
Brennan Sorsby might be eating in a residential treatment program for a gambling addiction.
So you
I wonder what kind of food they have there.
Got a lot of comp meals at the casino is what you telling me?
We could call the facility and I'll bet on what they have for lunch today.
Free drinks.
1-800-889-9789. Brennan Sorsby, the quarterback for Texas Tech, transferring from Cincinnati, according to Pete Thamel, bet on Indiana football while redshirting for the Hoosiers as a true freshman in 2022, a season in which he played a single game as a reserve. Pete Nakos added that he attended Reds games on repeated occasions and placed live wagers on balls and strikes. The bets ranged anywhere from $2.50 to less than $1 per pitch. This is an IQ test. Here it is. Here's the IQ test. Are you dumb enough to wager $1 on things after being given repeated meetings and headlines about how you can't gamble? If you're dumb enough to risk $1 in order to risk your eligibility, you shouldn't be playing college football anyway. You did not pass the survival of the fittest test. This is going all the way back to the beginning of humans, is when what science textbooks will tell you. Survival of the fittest, Ramon. Brennan Sorsby did a lot of really dumb things. Yeah, you mean to tell me you can't hold on? And I know that mental health, all these things, some people have addictions. I get it. I hope he gets the help that he needs. What are we doing? I was a student athlete 10 years ago in an era where sports gambling was not legal. And Ramon, I can tell you, we had quarterly meetings. We had meetings all the time with compliance.
Yeah.
Big old slideshows. And I was on a team nobody cared about. We don't make revenue for the school. This guy does. We had so many meetings. If they're meeting with the cross-country team about, hey, don't bet on sports, do you think they're talking to the quarterback? This is an IQ test. Brennan Sorsby, you failed. You failed the IQ test to be a college athlete.
Failed in the worst
What are we
way.
talking about, man?
See, this is where people look at football players. Like, he's the reason people look at us as dumb jocks. Like, it's him. He's culprit number one. Public enemy number one is why they view football players as not smart. Because to your point, Will, even the Big 12 have an app service that every player in the division have to sign up for that will track them and their betting schemes, Will. Guess who's also in the Big 12? Cincinnati.
That's correct. Interconference transfer from Brennan Sorsby.
And this fool still went on to bet on games, and now you want to go to rehab. I'm with you. I'm sympathetic to the idea of going to rehab. But why is he going to rehab, Will, if we could really parse this apart? Huh? He going so he can try to save his career this year.
To become a sympathetic figure.
Somebody going to say, well, it really, I'm sure, hurts him to go to rehab. No, it hurts his pockets because Cincinnati's also coming after $1 million from him for leaving the way he did.
Dumb. Really dumb.
Thank you.
I promise you, all of them know the rules.
I know a parsley hate to see him coming.
Yeah, first 3 pitches, ball, strike. Brennan Sorsby, $1 to win 15. Fellas, I'm going to get us some hot dogs for free at the game today. How are you going to do it? Oh, I'm going to bet on the first 3 pitches to be balls. What are we talking about?
I'm with you. What would be even crazier if he was betting on the Indians when they had their little scandal going last summer as well?
Emmanuel Clase. Yeah.
That would go ahead and group them in at this point.
It's cool. Crazy. I mean, we had meetings at Tennessee when I was a freshman in 2015.
Yeah.
And they would tell us specifically, you can't even do a fantasy football league that has a payout. That is considered gambling by the NCAA. And they're like, we can appeal for you on anything. We cannot appeal on gambling restrictions. It's like that is something that there is a by the book penalty for. Like, we can't help you if you mess that up.
No, and you know what? He deserves this. He knew better. You're a quarterback for Christ's sakes, like legitimately.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You're a quarterback. You're supposed to be the smartest guy out there.
No sympathy.
What was his biggest payout, you think? I'm guessing at his rate.
I have no idea.
$200. Because ain't no way he was out here betting real money on it. He doing it for the spirit, for vibes. Red Bull not in sight.
Crazy. Coming up, Lucas Panzica joins us. We're previewing Nashville SC and Tigres. NSC is on fire, and maybe their biggest match in the history of the team is played tonight, weather permitting, at Geodis Park. We'll talk about that next. Ramon Will at 104.5 The Zone, hour number 4 of your Tuesday morning. We're just going with the most basic soccer thing we can get here. Was this what we got? That's what we found?
I typed in soccer in our board, and it came up. I said, you know what? Let's go old school here. Hey, get you pumped up for it, does it not?
Should have played some pit bull. That would have did it for me.
Waving flag. Waka Waka was sitting right there.
Not in here.
The new Jelly Roll song for the World Cup.
Jelly Roll got a World Cup song?
Yes. Lucas Panzik is here to talk soccer. What's up?
What up?
How we doing?
Great, because we're on, I think it's 47 days until the World Cup kicks off. That Jelly Roll song is getting dragged, by the way. Yeah, but old Jelly is not being received well.
Is it rap jelly?
No.
Or gospel jelly?
It's
all of it.
It's pop jelly.
Yeah, they kind of tried to put him with a Hispanic sort of hip hop artist, but they tried to do like the country / hip hop / pop thing, and it kind of just missed. There hasn't been a good World Cup song since 2010 with Waka Waka.
Yeah. And Waka Waka Waving Flag were the same World Cup.
Yeah, one was the official FIFA World Cup song. The other was like the Coca-Cola official World Cup song. I can't remember which was which. Fair. Both bangers. And there hasn't been one as good as that since.
I don't think the Jelly song isn't that bad. It's just the fact that like it feels like the world does not respect the United States as a soccer country, which there are plenty of valid reasons for that, to be fair as well. But they're just ready to like, I don't know if you've seen all of it on social media, but like the world is just ready to pounce at anything that we do for this World Cup and make fun of it.
Yeah, it also just tried too hard. You know, this whole World Cup is just trying too hard, and it's just greed and all of these things that I'm trying to like block out of my head because there's going to be, an incredible thing happening here this summer.
Justin, did you find it? Yeah, this is it. If you haven't heard it, except if you're in the F and a Big Chat, go to the app. His face.
It sounds like it could be like
AI.
Yeah. Let's start there. Or like a sitcom entrance. Like this feels very much like Landman.
It does feel like Landman.
Am I wrong?
The credits are playing right now with Kevin Costner.
100%.
And you see him walking out of the scene right now and fades to black.
Yeah. 100%.
This is the post. Yeah, this is the credit scene.
This doesn't.
That must be the intro. I think this will be like the credit at the end of the episode. Executive producer Dick Wolf.
This doesn't resonate with soccer at all.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I think World Cup songs are meant to like reflect the culture and spirit of the nation that's hosting, right? And the U.S. has to be the hardest country to do that for. Where Waka Waka just nailed that, right? I mean, going back to Ricky Martin's Cup of Life from the 1998 World Cup was a banger, but it's hard. It's a hard thing to pull off.
I kind of want to hear Waka Waka now.
Yeah,
is it Hard in the Paint by Waka Flocka? It's not that one.
A little bit different.
No, but that collab would go crazy.
Wouldn't it go nuts? Flagrant. Wouldn't it not go crazy, though? I'll say this. Shout out to Jelly. The Jelly's been thrust into
man.
After bag after bag. And shout, man, push me like that. Okay?
I don't envy the task of like having to make the perfect song for that. Like there's no win.
More power to him.
Yeah.
You know who would have been the perfect, I guess, composer of it? Pharrell. Like that's his lane. Like the way you look at it, like I feel like Pharrell and Jelly working together probably would have pulled something a little bit different because he's got like a world sound with what he does with like soundtracks and stuff.
Another misstep by FIFA. Should have had Pharrell do it.
Should have had Pharrell do it, like or do it with Jelly. Like he would have forced him outside of his comfort box because that sounds like Jelly, respectfully, but we're talking about a world song at the same time.
Could have called it FIFA-rell.
You see what I'm saying? Be Pharrell about it.
You have a Waka Waka for Ramon? This song is a 10 out of 10.
We're going to start it towards the middle where you probably would know it.
Right. This should have been what you brought us back from break.
Hey, Lucas, smile now. Lucas got a smile now.
That's that world coming together vibe right there. That's what we need this summer on repeat.
Great segue
like
too,
need
because
some vegetables out your garden with that one.
This is a new tradition, I guess, for Nashville SC with center back Maxwell Weleji, who after wins at home, which is all Nashville has done in MLS play so far this year, will take a gold megaphone and take a guy who scored or is just man of the match or made a debut, take them to the supporters, and he'll sing that into the megaphone and say, this time for Nashville instead of this time for Africa at the very end of it. Nashville, another win over the weekend. Lucas, you were on the call for it, 4-2 over Charlotte FC. What is most impressive to you about the way Nashville SC is playing right now as they get ready for Tigres tonight?
The goals are fun, like the free-flowing soccer. It's just a joy to watch. They're explosive. There's firepower everywhere. But the fact that Saturday was the first time in 15 games in all competitions that they've allowed more than one goal, to me, is the most impressive part of all of it. All of it. And it's the part that gets overshadowed a little bit, and rightfully so, with what Sam Surridge is doing and what Christian Espinoza was brought in to do. But the fact that this group has been as good as they've been defensively, the best defensive team in the Eastern Conference, to go 4 games against Inter Miami and Club America, 2 massive clubs filled with star power, and allow 1 goal in all 4 of those games combined is kind of a testament to what they're doing collectively, from the front line to the back line to Brian Schwacke in goal. But it's a multiple choice question with multiple correct answers.
It's incredible the way things have kind of clicked this year. And we saw last season, getting a little bit, maybe stepping up from 100 level to 200 level on soccer, we saw a little bit of a different shape in the postseason for Nashville. Going to a 4-3-3, Matt Corcoran, the U20 U.S. international, comes into the side, and it feels like they kind of found something a little bit with that as they move forward into this year. And it's not always a 4-3-3, it's not always a 4-4-2, but Matt Corcoran in midfield, Patrick Yazbek, Eddie Tagseth. You've got 3 players that are essentially occupying 2 roles on any given night who have just raised their level to another level. We know what Sam Surridge is. We know what Hani Mukhtar is at this point. For me, Lucas, it's the midfield that's just been unbelievable. And Patrick Yazbek, who's playing at a best 11 first-team All-Pro, Ramon, level, is the way that you would say that. And not just directing that towards you, because I know so many of our listeners have no clue what best 11 means, and that's the way I would relate it to them. I didn't mean to make that sound like I was talking down to you. I'm sorry.
I knew exactly what it was. I feel like we taled about it the other day.
Okay,
when we mentioned best 11. Yeah, no, I get it.
But
makes perfect sense.
This midfield, a remade back line, the faces have changed, Lucas, but the level hasn't this season.
Yeah, when we looked at the needs that Nashville had going into the offseason, okay, how can they raise the level to more consistently compete for trophies and have better depth and raise their ceiling? You thought, okay, scoring depth, right? Something to attract the attention away from Mukhtar and Surridge. Christian Espinoza falls in their lap. Fullback depth, right, on the outside. Andy Nahar and Dan Lovitz carried way too heavy a load last year, and they found that in Reed Baker-Whiting from Seattle. But one of those needs, we thought, was in the midfield. A ball-carrying, progressive, line-breaking midfielder that could chip into the attack, a late-arriving player that could provide the final pass, break down teams. They didn't sign one of those. And they didn't really end up needing to. Right. Patrick Yazbek just became that guy. Matthew Corcoran continues to take another step. So, yeah, the way that they kind of filled their own need by those players that you mentioned raising their level and contributing more with goals and assists and covering every inch of the field has been kind of a joy to watch this year for Nashville fans. And whatever the best case scenario you had in your head for 2026, like they've just smashed it at every turn, sitting here in essentially the Final Four of North America as a whole and flying high as one of the hottest teams in Major League Soccer.
It's incredible. Mm-hmm. It's really incredible. 3rd in goals per match right now in MLS. You look up and down the stats. I mean, they're 3rd in big chances created. They played 1 less game than most of the rest of the league. 3rd in expected goals conceded. The defensive metrics, the attacking metrics, they've been terrific.
Yeah, I mean, a plus 15 goal differential in MLS play in 9 games is crazy. I mean, it's a crazy stat. So the question is, how sustainable is this, right? We've seen MLS teams get off to these red-hot starts. At some point, there's a lull. The thing is, for most teams, that lull happens in the dog days of summer, in June and July, where the season starts to wear on you and it's hot and you're on the road. But that's not a big factor this year because you've got almost a 2-month break with the World Cup.
Yeah.
So they're in this spot where they can finish strong through the month of May and then take a step back, hit the reset button, and reload for the second half of the season that'll resume near the end of July. And you can kind of skip over that sort of summer tough period that you see for teams that start really hot. So at some point there's going to be a stretch of form where they don't look like they look now. That's just the sport. That's what it is. But enjoy it while it's here, man, because this is just, again, surpassing even the highest of expectations coming into this year.
Lucas, I was just going to jump in there when you say enjoy that part of it too. You and Will have been on the forefront of like Nashville SC for a while, as far as pushing it, enjoying it, telling everybody to go to it. Did y'all ever imagine? Has it been this quick that they've gotten to this point? As far as success and it looking sustainable. Like you mentioned some of the stuff that they're doing, like Ani Mukhtar's just now you feel like catching his stride again, and the amount of young talent that they've have, and whether they've signed the right free agents as it pertains to it. Like, how did it get to this point? And did you guys imagine a Nashville team would have national news on it as far as the way it's viewed now?
I mean, for me, the fact that B.J. Callahan in his second full season has gotten Nashville to the point where it can be the first team to ever win in Mexico City in the Estadio Azteca is not something we could have seen coming. I think that just getting past Miami was a great first step. And I think a lot of Nashville SC fans would probably tell you, Lucas, that at that point, you kind of felt like you were playing with house money. Like, okay, we got Miami off our backs. I think anybody would have been, I wouldn't say content, but like kind of content with going to Club America and bowing out in the quarterfinals, focusing on the league, taking the Miami scalp with you and saying, all right, like we can hang. And now they've gone another step to say, no, we're not only going to hang with Club America, we're going to go down there and beat Club America and not concede a single goal in 180 minutes against Club America. And when you get to the Final Four in anything, whether it's football, whether it's basketball, whether it's soccer, you can win the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because now you're 3 games away. And now you're a good performance tonight away from being able to take that next step. And Lucas, the amazing thing to me is that just looking at the practicality of the way that they've gotten to this semifinal, 2 first legs in the last 2 rounds against Miami and Club America could have been blowout wins. Like Miami, that home game they played against them.
Yeah, certainly the Miami game.
2 or 3-0. Yeah. Club America was a little bit more evenly matched. I think you would have certainly said Nashville was the better side and probably should have won. Maybe not blown out. That's probably a bit of an exaggeration. But to say that they would get to this point, I would say, Lucas, is probably that they are ahead of schedule, maybe of where a lot of people expected them to be at this point.
Yeah, no doubt. And for context, this competition, CONCACAF Champions Cup, one MLS team has won this competition in the modern era.
Yeah.
It was Seattle in 2022. This tournament is dominated by Mexican teams. Okay. Always has been. So that's sort of the context you're dealing with here for Nashville. MLS teams have reached the final each of the last 2 years and gotten housed. Run off the field in the last couple of years in Vancouver, last year in Columbus, the year before that. So this has always been kind of a moral victory tournament for MLS teams. If you can get into the deep stages of the knockout rounds, then you take it as a success and you hope it doesn't affect your form in league play too much and you just move on. But for this team, to your point, it just feels like whenever they take the field, you back them to win at this point. Like all the evidence says you should back Nashville to win this fixture tonight and then next week in Mexico City. By the way, how about going to Mexico City on Cinco de Mayo for a second leg and a chance to move past Tigres into the CONCACAF Champions Cup final? But got to take care of business first tonight. Got to try and do what you've been doing this entire tournament and not allow a single away goal, which has been crucial to Nashville's success in getting to this point. But to answer your initial question, Moan, 7-8 years ago, the idea of an MLS team in Nashville somewhat felt like a pipe dream. Mm-hmm. And so, every moment is surreal. That's what's so awesome about this. Lionel Messi coming and playing a cup final in Nashville was like mind-boggling, right? Yeah. 10 years ago, if you said, it's like, no, please. In what context could that ever happen, right? Nashville being in the Final Four of North America's premier competition, like Will said, 3 games away from being in the Club World Cup in 2029. Like mind-boggling.
Which PSG and like Chelsea and like Bayern Munich were playing it. Like the big teams around the world.
Yeah, so it's been fun to kind of savor this and just take it in.
Where on the level, I guess, is where I'm at. Just looking at the world side of the world, like I guess that will be the next role for the MLS and just Nashville SC. Like, how do you get to where you're known like those bigger teams, PSG and Manchester United, and what does MLS have to do? And how does Nashville SC get to that point to where you're in that conversation?
There's always, in my mind, going to be a certain sort of ceiling for teams in the United States. That just kind of is what it is. But in terms of the overall profile of MLS, I think Don Garber, the commissioner of MLS, has the hardest job of any commissioner in American sports because he's trying to appeal to the global soccer world, right? No, take us seriously. And he's also trying to appeal to the American audience. That is like, wait, there's ties and, we have to have playoffs. And that's an incredibly hard line to walk. So, there's been missteps. They haven't been perfect. But I do think Don Garber deserves a lot of credit for how he's walked that line as of late. And obviously, Lionel Messi coming to the U.S. has been a huge part of raising that sort of profile. But this is as big a step as you can take towards what you're talking about. Winning your continental competition suddenly puts you in sort of a rarefied air where Nashville SC, like, let's be real, will never have the quality of a Manchester United, a PSG on the field. Right. Like that's just not how this will ever work. But to even be in the same discussion and in the same competition as those type of teams is what we're talking about being at stake here with CONCACAF Champions Cup.
7:30 tonight at Geodis Park against Tigres, who finished 7th in Liga MX's second half season because they have a first half season and a second half season of 17 games. They are in the middle of their playoffs on Saturday as well. So I'm interested to see the kind of team that Tigres puts out there because they got to play Chivas on Saturday at home at 8 p.m. before then turning around, obviously, and hosting Nashville in the second leg next week. But I'm curious what Tigres cares more about, because they are in the 2-7 matchup in Liga MX's playoffs this weekend. So we'll see. Nashville, a slight odds favorite to win tonight, which you feel like they're going to need to do in order to give themselves a chance to make the final. But Lucas has said that last time, and they made the semifinal, and they went down to Club America, and they won. So I'm not going to put anything past this team. They belong here, and they can go as far as they want to go in this competition.
I wonder, though, if Nashville can do it the same way they did against Miami in Club America. With those cagey sort of controlling the game, just finding your moment. Tigres got to this point by winning 5-4 on aggregate against Cincinnati. They won 3-3 on away goals against Seattle. So much firepower. Diego Lainez, right? I mean, there's so much talent on that side. World Cup winning talent, European talent that has come over to Mexico. So Nashville, absolutely, that's the beauty of it, has the ability to win in so many different ways, in different phases, whether it's on the counter, controlling a game in possession, outscoring a team, winning a cager, 1-0 kind of match. I think there's going to have to be some fireworks, though, to be able to get past this team.
I would agree. Angel Correa, the big name, the Argentine international who was on that World Cup roster. Appreciate you. I know you got a show to prep for. Thanks for hopping in and talking some soccer.
Thanks, boys.
You are getting slandered right now.
What? Why are you getting slandered?
I'm crafting an email to HR as we speak. This has gone too far, guys.
Somebody told
the objectification has just taken it. It's just gone too far.
Somebody suggested Lucas stand up and turn around. We're going to
somebody is your brother.
No, it was Big Boss, and they're now
Big Boss Bird. Okay,
they're
cool.
throwing dollar signs into.
Do you know how hard it is to come into work every day and just feel like an object?
Do you
understand?
Y'all want to take Gerardo's NSC question? I guess
we'll do it after the break.
Too, because this is not real good workplace status right now for you, Lucas.
We'll wrap up the show coming up next. Springtime is allergy time, and did you know that your carpet is the number one air filter inside your home? Filters out those airborne particulates, the pollen, the bacteria, you name it. But the most important fact to remember about your carpet, it filters out the bad stuff, but you have to keep that filter clean. Zero Res is going to take care of things for you, and they got a deal for you right now. 3 carpeted rooms plus a hallway for $149. A great deal from Zero Res, who has the best service out there when you're looking for carpet cleaners. They're not going to leave those harsh chemicals. They're not going to have that soil-attracting residue behind in the carpet. Zero Res gives you a cleaner, healthier home with a smarter, lasting clean with their ZR water technology. Call them at 615-535-9376, or you can book online at zeroresnashville.com. Call them again, 615-535-9376. That's Zero Res. Spell it backwards or forwards. It's the right way to clean. And don't forget to ask about their air duct cleaning. Now, this is soccer music right here. This is a banger and a half. Wait till it drops. Here we go. They just add this into the rotation. My serotonin levels go up every morning. Ramon Will wrapping up the show.
I hear it. Okay.
Just like a waving flag. Wave your flags. Now wave your... NSC Tigres tonight. No call on the zone. It is CONCACAF Champions Cup. 7:30 p.m. though the kick. Tickets available. Take a rain jacket. You'll be fine. And most every seat's under the cover if you're in the upper deck.
Yeah. Yeah, it will be. It's nice. I promise you're going to enjoy yourself. There's plenty of coverage in there as well.
I might get me some empanadas tonight.
Don't do that. Bring me some tomorrow.
Gerardo's in Amarillo. What's up?
What's up, Gerardo?
What up, y'all?
Not much.
Man, that song, I just gave me a little chills. It reminds me of that FIFA World Cup game back in the day. That was
exactly
a
right.
classic soundtrack right there, man.
Yes, it was.
I was hoping to talk to Lucas Panchik earlier, and
I gotta go get him now. I'll be right back.
No, that's all right. But just to touch on what y'all talking about Nashville in the game tonight.
Yeah.
So I'm a big Chivas fan. I'm a loyal Chivas fan.
Okay.
And the fact that Tigres got none of their players called up for the national team, they are 100% leaning more towards trying to do their success. Wait, what am I hearing in the background?
Ramon literally just ran to try to go get Lucas.
Do I hear some clapping? Do I hear some clapping coming down the hall?
Go ahead.
What is that, Lucas?
Well,
Anyway,
you'll have to call him back, man. I told him you called him Panchica, and Bert lost it, and Buck walked in as soon as I said it. He'll never be the same.
I seriously think you guys will have the favorable outcome tonight because they are, I believe, are trying to save as much as they can for the Chivas game.
Yeah.
I think their administrative has said that they are, if they had to flip a coin to see which side that they're trying to, throw their chips in more, and it's definitely against the game against Chivas. I think that gives y'all a leg up. They're probably going to be playing at least, I would say, like 90% of the starters for this game.
Makes sense.
And they're trying to conserve, just because, like I said, the fact that they didn't get none of their starters called up for the national squad, so that means that they're going to put all their chips in for the actual Mexican League. So,
yeah.
And a little side note, you guys remember the guy who threw that chain on Falk, and he dang near at the draft?
Yeah.
So he's the international fan for Mexico, and his name's Armando Ferrell, and he is a big Tigres fan. And I was just in my mind, it was connecting. Hey, that's Tigres guy, and but yeah, just a little side tip for you guys. But
Thank you, Gerardo. Appreciate it.
Luca Perjica. Much love, y'all.
that name is going to stick. I can promise you that.
Bert's in the chat already.
Saying, how have we never thought of this? I love it. That is the show.
It is.
Back at it tomorrow morning. Rep Brian will be with us. We'll maybe step back in the film room. Who's to say?
Who knows at this point now?
Talk to you bright and early, 6 o'clock.
Well, remember at all times, good folks, your Twitter fingers and your mic is always hot.